Hello, everybody. My name is Tykel.
This is Scarlett, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Cuff, where we basically review movies that we have watched recently.
And this movie today is no surprise to anyone. It came out in March. It was one of the worst rated movies ever. You all know the title. You all know the episode. We're reviewing the remake of Snow White, 2005. Scarlett, I would like to get your opinion on Snow White, the remake.
Alright. Well, I mean, listen, everyone has talked about this to death, so we're kind of late.
Well, we're not that late. There's still some people talking about it.
That's true, but we didn't really get on the bandwagon early, but we still have a lot to say about this. So, to no surprise to anybody, based on the trajectory of these Disney live-action remakes, it is absolutely Snow White.
Before that, let's just talk about Disney remakes in general, because I believe that some of them. Look, I know the general is that they're all bad and they're soulless garbage, but I believe that with the right director, they could have some heart to them, right?
I mean, that's true for any movie, but the problem is that these movies aren't made for the sole purpose of creating something new or creating something interesting or good. It's basically made for a soulless cash grab. At least that's how Disney has made these movies.
Well, all of them were made for soulless cash grab. Like think of their first live action remake, Cinderella. That one was genuinely made as an attempt to recreate one of their most classic movies of all time. And guess what? It was received beautifully. And just like the Jungle Book, that was also an attempt to remake something, and they also added their own stuff. And that was from what I've heard, one of the best ones ever. So there is some heart to the remakes.
But which one made $1 billion?
What?
Which remake made $1 billion?
Was it Beauty and the Beast?
No.
Aladdin?
No.
Lion King?
Yes. The most soulless remake, in my opinion, that they ever did was the one that was the most successful. Now, I know The Lion King came out after, I think, Aladdin and Dumbo, and I consider those soulless as well, but the most soulless one made $1 billion. So obviously that told them, hey, all we need to do for these remakes is to basically rehash what the old animated movie did and basically crip on nostalgia, and that will get butts into seats. And that's why I feel like most of them are soulless cash grabs, because their example for making these live action movies, their shining example is the most soulless one. And that's why that's why I'm basically not surprised that this one is the same.
Well, I mean, it being a soulless rehash isn't the only thing that made this movie infamous.
You mean infamous?
Infamous, right? I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, it being a soulless rehash isn't the only thing that made it infamous. It was all of the widespread controversy, and it wasn't just that. It was the first ever widespread controversy. The first time they announced this movie. Scarlett, what did they do when they announced that they were making a Snow White revival?
Well, basically they had their actors say whatever they wanted.
That was it?
Well, that was the first, technically, that wasn't the first controversy. The first controversy happened...
was the picture. The infamous picture.
The infamous leaked picture where they hired regular people to play the dwarves and have them not be dwarves instead of getting actual, little people to play the dwarves.
Yeah. Now, here's the problem is, here's the thing. I don't mind when, you change stuff from the source material as long as it's good. There's lots of... Okay, look. I understand the sentence of, why would you change the original if you're adapting, look, I am okay with changing stuff from a source material. I mean, there's thousands of examples where they change source material and stuff turned out good. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, How to Train Your Dragon. What? What happened?
You're acting like those changes were such monumental, like, differences.
Well, there's still changes. They
Yeah,
still changed the story.
But
the way it was.
compared to changing the dwarves to not be dwarfs,
But
you think that's like analogous with the little changes that they made with the Lord of the Rings, which was the fact that they couldn't fit all of the details in the book into the movie, and the How to Train Your Dragon
what's the thing? How to Train Your Dragon? They adapted nothing. They literally took the skeleton of the story and made their own story. And guess what? Everyone loved it.
Well, because it was a good story, and also because barely anybody knew about the source material. So that was basically like the first time people ever heard of How to Train Your Dragon. In this one, Disney made an animation already adapting from the story. I forgot what the author was. They basically adapted the book, the tale, and made it to an animation, and that basically caused their entire renaissance of animation to be born.
True.
And so, in order to pay homage to that, what they do is that they take the essential characters from the movies and make them not themselves.
Well, okay, we'll get to that when we do with the movie, but
This is why this is controversial. Not only because they like just quote unquote changed something for the sake of change. That's not why they changed it. They didn't change it for the sake of change. They changed it because they thought, for some unbelievable reason, that hiring dwarfs to play dwarfs was offensive.
Which is weird because that would have. How would that be offensive? I don't get it.
I don't understand a lot. They don't want to portray the dwarfs
As stupid?
No, they don't want to hire dwarfs. They don't want dwarfs in the movie because they think having dwarfs in the movie as being offensive. However, instead of just not having them in the movie, they decide to still have them in the movie.
Well,
but not be
Scar, the only reason they had them in the movie was because of the outcry. Like, people were yelling at them on Twitter. They were memeing everybody.
Before the picture came out, they planned to have these people be quote unquote magical creatures, and not
the dwarves.
No, the people that were replacing the dwarves.
Yeah,
they had them be called magical creatures and not dwarves because they thought the term dwarfs was offensive.
Why would that be offensive?
Listen. You're asking me stuff that has no basis in logic. I don't know why they thought it was offensive, but I can clearly see they were going in that direction. I don't understand people's arguments when they think having little people playing dwarves is being offensive, even though they'll be like the most likely people to be playing dwarves.
True, and especially when we'll get to it later. There's another movie that also adapts Snow White, but they use actual dwarves.
Yeah, when they have. Listen, logic dictates that if you have a movie with dwarves, who should be the most likely person to play it? Oh,
dwarves!
Right. Dwarves! Little people! Why would you think... Whatever. Listen. That's where the controversy started, okay? And then, of course, Disney allowed their actresses...
yes, Rachel Zegler.
What? It's Rachel Zegler.
Oh, that's her name.
That's her name.
I completely forgot her name. I was
they
Zegler.
allowed their actresses to say whatever they want, and what specifically Rachel Zegler decided to say was to basically bash the original film.
Yeah, I've been looking at some interviews. Apparently, she said that they were gonna make this into like, oh, Snow White isn't like the one in the cartoon. This one is fierce and powerful and is not gonna let love dictate her action. She's gonna do everything all on her own. She didn't do a lot in this movie, did she?
She thinks the virtues in the movie are outdated. Like, it's clearly 1930s, like, values. You know, love, kindness.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff.
Clearly 1930 values.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think there's nothing. Anyway, when I heard this interview, I was like, look, there's nothing wrong with critiquing something from earlier times. Obviously, stuff from earlier times hasn't aged well in the modern world, so I'm okay with you critiquing it. I have no problem with her critiquing the Snow White movie, because yes, as classic and untimely as the movie is, you could see some flaws, because like I said, it's a product of its time. The way people thought of it now isn't how people think of it in 2025. So when I heard these interviews, I was like, okay, she's obviously, like, from her perspective, she's basically, this is from her 2005 lens. She's critiquing this movie as, from her 2020 lens, she is critiquing this movie as a product of its time.
Well, first of all, I have, from a logistics standpoint, and, like, from a media and logistics standpoint, I have a problem with her critiquing the movie the way she did. As in, it is her job as an actress and the promoter of the movie to basically have people want to watch your movie. And the way you would want people to watch your movie is to not bash the original source material. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Listen, I never heard when the actors of Lord of the Rings bash Tolkien's books. That wouldn't make any sense.
That's true.
So therefore, even if she had like legitimate criticisms, it is not in her best interest to bash the original source material when the adaptation is basically relying on the original source material.
Yeah, but at that time, the movie wasn't following the original source material.
Well, I mean, clearly not, because basically in this movie, there are like shot-by-shot scenes, just like The Lion King. I'm seeing some parallels. Anyway!
wait, you're saying that this is worse than The Lion King?
No, I'm not saying this is worse than Lion King. I'm saying I could clearly see their mindset, and they got it from The Lion King. That was my whole point with when I mentioned The Lion King. But anyway, back to Rachel Zegler. From a logistics standpoint, it makes no sense to critique it the way she did. It doesn't make any sense.
So you agree with me that you could critique the Renaissance movies in a way that makes sense?
I don't think the right thing to do is to critique it if you're trying to promote it. Maybe when everything's said and done, you could give your personal opinion. But when you're promoting it and critiquing, when you're promoting it to the outside world, and people will obviously go see this movie because of the original, your best interest is to not critique the original. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's the thing. If you're creating something based on the source material, it's okay to, like, say stuff that, oh, we're changing this because, this is from a different time.
Listen, if you want to, like, have that perspective, you should say that our movie is not going to be like the previous movie in any sense. But obviously, people are going to see this movie because of the familiar iconography. So you can't say that, oh, our movie's going to be completely different, but yet we're going to crip off of the old animation by doing shot-by-shot scenes. You can't do that.
Oh, speaking of shot-by-shot scenes, the promotion they did. So after that whole debacle with the dwarves...
No, let me finish the what she also said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always said from a logistical standpoint, it was like a terrible idea. From a logical standpoint, everything she said didn't make any sense. So, like I said, from the 1930s, she said that the values in the 1930s were, they were out of date. Like basic values that everyone has is out of date, apparently. But also... her just interpretation of the character herself is just absolutely wrong, thinking that her valuing love is somehow not
It's not
val-
empowering.
it's not it's not empowering, it's not valuable enough to Snow White as a character, and that's why we should change it. Logically, it doesn't make any sense because Snow White as a character is not her. She's her own character with her own values. So I don't understand why you think the values that you hold is somehow more important than the values that another person hold, especially when the values of love is not necessarily above the values of leadership and empowerment. That doesn't make any sense. But also, it really shows how much she was completely and utterly miscast because she clearly does not understand Snow White as a character. So that's the second controversial thing she said. The third one is her just straight up lying about what happens in the movie.
Oh, right. Didn't she say that yeah, this is like the other thing she said. As this was going on, everyone was already ripping her. She decided to make it even worse by talking about her relationship with the prince.
Yeah, she basically well, it's on the theme of her like trying to bash the like love theme. Or well, the value that Snow White holds the most, which is like true love and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She basically characterized the relationship as Philip stalking Snow White, which she definitely did not see the movie if she thought that Philip stalked her.
I haven't watched it in a while, but rewatching it again, I'm like, what is she talking about?
This is why you shouldn't allow your actors and actresses to just say whatever they want on a dime, because then they would say this.
Yeah.
These insane perspectives that will completely ruin the promotion of this movie, which is kind of like probably not the main reason, but a part of why this movie failed.
Yeah, but hey, and not only did it fail, did you know this movie was supposed to come out in like 2023?
Oh yes,
and then obviously because of and this was like during the Dwarf Saga. When the Dwarf Saga came out and everybody was like bashing on it, they decided, hey, let's spend even more money. No. This is a shock to me. They decided not to do it in 2023. They decided to do it a year later. They delayed the movie a year later and then spend more money not on hiring dwarves, but creating CGI ones. They spent almost some $100 million on CGI dwarves instead of hiring real dwarves.
I don't even know what to say. This is just,
I wish we had the picture right now.
This is
terrible.
This is like.
So when I saw that picture, I genuinely, I didn't know what to say. I was shocked. I was appalled. I was terrified. I was surprised that this movie didn't terrify people. Did it terrify you when you first saw it, Scarlett?
It didn't terrify me. I mean, it definitely terrified.
Like that was the most I've not seen any uncanny valleyness in my life since
The Lion King.
The Lion King. Well, The Lion King wasn't uncanny valley. They were just using real monsters.
What, you mean real lions?
Yeah, real lions. They weren't using any uncanny valley CGI-ness. They were using like, actual lions. But this one, they tried to CGI humans, which doesn't work because you try to make them animated, and you're right when they said that they wanted to bring in the dwarves because they look exactly like the dwarves. They tried to make them look realistically like the dwarves. Why?
Well, because this is quote unquote a live action movie. I say quote unquote because the entire background is just green screened.
Yeah. Also, by the way, did you hear about basically Rachel Zegler's apology tour?
Listen, she's going through multiple phases right now. She went through an apology tour, and then she went through a non-apologetic tour, so she kind of like, she doubled down after her apology, and now, she's like crashing out, okay?
She is actually. Hey, did you not hear a rumor that she's suing Disney?
Oh yeah, I heard some.
Yeah,
about that too.
she's suing Disney because they basically, I don't want to say blacklisted her, but let's just
Well, she's not work. Disney probably doesn't want to work with her ever again.
yeah, I wouldn't blame her. Well, here's the thing. I don't think Rachel Zegler is like a bad actress. She's pretty good.
She doesn't impress me.
What? Come on! Oh wait, did you see her in
Yes, I
in-
saw her in West Side Story.
Yeah,
She doesn't
I saw her. It was
impress me.
good. I liked her.
She doesn't impress me.
She doesn't. Why
She doesn't
not?
impress. She's not that good of an actress.
What, she didn't
She's just average.
She's not that average.
She's very
She knows
average.
how to sing. That's all I'll give
Hmm.
credit for.
Everyone's saying that Rachel Zegler's a good singer. I don't know where everyone is getting this from. She's not as bad as Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot.
Oh no.
Gal Gadot.
Wait,
How do
what?
you say her name?
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
She's
Gal
not
Gadot.
as bad as Gal Gadot singing, which was heavily auto-tuned. But hers is auto-tuned. It is clearly auto-tuned. It doesn't sound natural. And it's like very basic singing. For most of her songs is very basic. And when she has to do something complicated, it sounds off because the auto-tune is getting in the way of her vocals. Which means that her singing wasn't that good in the first place if they have to auto-tune it that much. Or Disney's just so bad, has a terrible case of auto-tuning people that they just ruined her singing. So I don't know. But based on
What
what
did you
I heard,
expect?
what did I expect?
What did you expect her singing to be?
I don't know, just a good singer. I've heard a lot of people in like, when they adapt these stories and their musicals, they're like, there's good singers and there's good actresses that could sing really good and act very well. She was not the one. There was probably hundreds of actresses her age that could do a better job than her.
By the way, speaking of singing and acting, we need to talk about the trailer. Because remember when I said they pushed it back in 2024? Well, in 2024, they showed the first trailer.
Oh yeah.
The trailer.
Well,
The trailer was a
it's-
masterpiece.
it's showing. Well, oh no, actually, this is not the trailer.
Well, okay, this is the final trailer, but
That's the final trailer.
to
Yeah,
be
the
fair-
teaser.
yeah, but here's the thing. This is not the trailer that was shown in 2024, but what happened before, this is not 100 miles away from what happened then. What you're seeing now is not a million miles away from what happened before. What happened before looked bad, but this is like a characterized version of what happened before.
They basically showed all the iconography, and then I think they showed the dwarfs.
Yes, and that was everyone's
And
first.
that was everyone's first.
Oh my gosh! When
First
people
reaction.
say the dwarf, I wish I saw. I wish I could see a reaction video of people seeing the dwarves. They must have been just. Oh my! What was your reaction when you saw the dwarves?
Well, they looked ugly. They looked absolutely horrible.
I
They
know.
looked even worse than the lions from the Lion King. This was 100% a rushed job. Like the animators in the mines, they told
No,
them
I don't understand. Just hire dwarves.
they did
Hire
everything.
Anybody who is
Listen, that would be more expensive.
No, it's not. 'Cause you know what the original budget for this movie was?
Yeah, sure.
$209. This is $209 million at first, but because of the CGI and all the reshoots, the movie skyrocketed to $350 million.
Well, it's actually 300 to 250, but it's probably 350.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They spent almost $100 million on CGI dwarves, which I don't know why, because on to be in this
Well,
movie.
here's the thing. They probably didn't have the time.
Why would they have the time? They pushed the movie back a year. They gave themselves extra time.
Well, look at what they accomplished in a year. They had to CGI all these guys in, and then they had to basically do reshoots. Now imagine you had to go in a whole audition process. We need to get 7 dwarfs to play these 7 dwarfs, and then you have to have them act like the 7 dwarfs from the original animated series, and then you need to have all these reshoot dates to come in. It would probably be better, but obviously they don't really care about quality, so they're just oh yeah, what's the easiest thing we could do?
Oh yeah, voice actors. What you're saying? It's AI.
That's true. They did get voice actors.
So why didn't they just get actors? What was the point?
Hold on. Voice actors is a lot more easier to hire than actually getting actual people to come to
Well, no, because voice acting you have to record your lines and re-record.
No, I'm saying to get a voice actor is a lot easier, less cumbersome than getting an actual actor.
What do you mean?
Well, because the process of getting a voice actor to just do an impression of the dwarfs will be a lot faster than going and actually trying to find 7 dwarfs.
So you're telling me that
And also, all the dwarfs didn't even speak.
Yes, so the point.
So it was probably only 2 people.
You're telling me that in that year's time, instead of finding actual dwarf actors to play these roles, you decided to CGI these dwarves, making them look worse, and getting people who make semi-par impressions of the dwarves.
Well, like I said, they want to do the easiest and the cheapest thing.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing about this movie. This movie looks cheap. It looks so cheap.
Everything looks bad,
my
guys.
gosh.
I'm being serious. Every frame of this.
Everything looks bad. No, okay. I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with. What should we start with?
Let's start with because we're not going chronological order with this plot, all right?
Yeah, we're not. Nobody cares about the plot. Everyone just cares about.
I will talk about the differences between how this movie was handled and the original, but we're not going chronological order.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how this setting is.
Scarlett, I've never seen someone fuck up color grading in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
This movie looks like I don't even know. This movie looks like a comic. Somebody turned a comic book into. Okay, do you know the movie How to Frame Roger Rabbit?
How to Frame Roger Rabbit?
Yes. People praise that movie as being the first of its kind, integrating 2D from 3D.
Yeah.
What the 2D world?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Roger Rabbit, how they seamlessly created into 3D world?
Yeah, that looked good.
This movie tried to do that?
It did?
Yes!
Did it really?
Yeah, it tried to... It tried to put the element of 2D, bright colors, beautiful painting settings, forests. They tried to put all of that in, but it looks so bad.
It looks really bad.
I know. Everything looks CG. Everything. You could tell everything looked CG. I was surprised that you didn't see the key out figures of green screen within it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you probably could see it if you look close enough.
Look close.
When she's in the forest. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, the forest. Nothing in this movie looks real.
I think the outside of the castle is real, and the one room that they have for inside of the castle.
That's it. The castle was real. Everything else was fake.
The castle's not real. It's definitely not real.
I don't mind the castle not being real. Whatever. Just make a CGI.
But it looks so bad.
It does. It looks bad. It looks comically huge. It's
well, I don't mind it being comically huge. It just looks fake.
Yeah.
It doesn't look.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a Ren Fair.
A Ren?
You know what a Ren Fair is?
No.
Oh, it's basically so if you guys don't know, Ren fairs are basically like when people like go off and like reenact medieval times. They like build sets and then they like create like, you know, they rebuild like castles and like swamps and like costumes. And, yes, that's exactly what I was saying. This movie looked like someone from a Ren's fair saw Snow White and was like, "Hey, let's create a
I will not have you sully the name.
Sully the name of fan videos.
Yes, this is so much worse than it's just being like a fan.
Why?
Cause maybe it's because me thinking that you had hundreds of $1 million.
I know,
and it looks like this.
Because like here's the thing, even if it looks bad, you can say, oh, they didn't have a lot of money.
Well, a lot of fan projects will probably look way better than this because they would know their limits. This whole project, like, I don't even know how to describe this. They like had millions of dollars and it just disappeared. It didn't go to the animation.
I know.
It didn't go to it didn't go to the freaking animators, that's for sure. Those poor people and like freaking like locked to their desks, forced to make this horse shit. But it didn't go to like anything of quality. It didn't go to the singing,
the voice act. Oh, the singing. Can we please talk about the singing?
Well, no, let's finish with the setting. One particular scene that looked incredibly bad was when
it wasn't the dwarves. The dwarves wasn't the worst one.
Okay, the second worst thing was when it was a scene where, you know, where the huntsman's telling her to run.
Oh yes, that scene.
Like, listen,
I have no idea what the hell that scene is supposed to be.
Right, they were trying to redo what the original did. Was basically she ran and then everything.
She got caught in a storm and there was like.
Well, no, it wasn't a storm. Everything to her looked like monsters, basically, but it was just like her imagination playing tricks on her. So like. The branches will, like, in the original, the branches will, like, get caught up in her dress and they will, like, turn into fingers.
Yeah, and the tree would have, like, a big monster face and go, like
and then
that.
she fell in the water, then the bark looked like crocodiles. It looks good in the animation because, you know, they actually took their time. They took their time and did the work. This one, I literally,
watching that forest scene was, like, the most whiplash I've ever witnessed. It was so bad because when it starts, you're like, oh, she's in a field. She's like picking apples.
She's in a field. Then suddenly it's dark. It's like what?
Suddenly it just turns dark.
No, Tykel. There's literally like from where the hunter is to her about to enter the forest. There is a line from like bright, like light. Happy field imagery to dark nightmarish like forest. It's like it is literally just like she like spawned in the zone. It's like Minecraft. She like entered the zone. Yeah, she went through the portal and she spawned in the wither forest. Why is there like just a hard like cut?
Yeah, exactly. We went from lolly dally. We're in a little valley and she's picking apples. Then a hard cuts to the Forbidden Forest from Harry Potter.
Yeah. What? The original did that. She ran away.
Yeah, she ran away and there was like it was like a build up. Like there was like
that's the point. There was a build up to her like basically experience. And this is just like immediate. She's like immediately
hard cuts to like her getting out of the water and like being cold and shivering, and then hard cuts to her to a bright sunny day. Oh yeah, did a day pass from when you were running through the forest?
Literally
you fell through the water.
An eclipse. It looks like an eclipse happened. She like gets to like the starting place where she's supposed to be in the forest, and just suddenly becomes bright. Why? Because listen, in the animation, it works because it's all in her head.
Yes,
it literally looks like it just became nighttime, and then suddenly
became daytime.
It all just brightens up suddenly. It's like, why? What is happening?
Oh, and when the animals came to help her, oh my gosh, those animals!
This entire scene is so bad because this is what this is like this is like this is a good example to show how these people who made this did not understand how the original movie was made or how movies should be made. Because
how movies should be.
they just think, oh, you know, remember the animals? They should like be in the scene. They don't have them be in here in like an organic way, like how it was in the original movie. They just show up, and then she just immediately trusts them, even though in the previous scenes she wasn't even talking to animals.
Yeah, we never saw. And that's the thing. They're saying, oh, hey, we're gonna retell the classic story. But it doesn't make any sense. No, this movie, this is more than just them bastardizing the original story. Shit literally makes no sense. Every single scene you watch in this movie, you will have a brain aneurysm.
I guess we're going to the
makes
plot.
sense.
I guess we're going to the plot
But
right
the
now.
animals all part of the plot, so we don't have to go into the
Yeah,
plot.
go into the plot. Listen, in this movie, she does not interact with animals in the beginning.
Yes,
She doesn't, because they took out the song where she's supposed to be singing about her true love, and they replaced it with this freaking
this
female empowerment
the power
thing.
anthem.
Yeah, they just replaced the song, and now when the animals come to help her, it doesn't make any sense because she wasn't speaking to any animals before this, but yet the animals know her, and she knows them, and she trusts them for some reason.
Why would she trust them?
I don't know.
Why? She had a nightmare. She was literally in a nightmare forest. Why would she think that any of these animals would be nice to her?
Yeah, and then without any word, she just follows them. Why?
Why?
Oh yeah, they cut out that song too. There was a whole song where she's like singing with the animals.
Exactly.
And she even asked, hey, I need a place to stay. Do you guys know a place to stay? And then they take her there. She just gets up and they just somehow telepathically know that she's in danger.
What?
And she needs a place to stay. And so then they just take her to the dwarf's place.
Oh my gosh. It's this makes no sense.
I can't handle this.
It makes no sense.
I can't handle this.
I don't know. And by the way, even the scene leading up to her running away makes no sense because the
Oh my
evil queen. No, the
goodness.
evil. Okay, so here's what happens.
What happens?
Let's just talk about this. So the movie goes to this moral pace. You know, she has a family. She loves each other.
Oh yeah,
you know,
they do the very. Oh, this is so.
This
This
okay,
is so like Disney. This is so like this proves that Disney does not understand their movies. They started this out with like oh haha happy song where everyone is like freaking like farting rainbows and they're like baking. They're randomly baking apple pies. I don't know. Everyone's so happy, haha, wonderful.
And then we hard cut to the king meeting the queen, and everything is miserable.
Yeah, and now everyone's wearing dirty clothes.
And
the
walking
color
around
gray
sad.
went to gray.
Oh no! The color did not go to gray. They tried to keep the same pop of color that they use in the movie, but they tried to mix it with the gray color. They tried to give like Snow White specifically color because you know she's the
Yeah,
main
for some reason
character.
she has color, even though in the original she was wearing rags. And in the movie itself, it said that she dressed her in rags, but yet she has more color than the rest of the citizens. I don't know.
It looks so bad. Also, the intro song to the town.
Okay. We're gonna get to the songs later.
Okay, we'll get to the songs later, but let's just know that
all these songs
it was
suck.
kind of boring.
All of them. Every single one of these
Well,
songs.
there was one song.
No.
Look, okay, we'll debate it later, but there's only one song that I kind of liked. Okay, well, just know that the music was bad, and the intro to the village was very generic.
It's so like baby's first draft. It's like, oh yeah, we gotta show that the evil queen is like evil and that she's affecting the town poorly, so that Rachel Zegler Snow White could learn to step up to be a leader. What do we do? What do we do? Oh yeah, let's have the town be all happy in the beginning, and then we just hard cut. No explanation about how the evil queen made it worse. We just hard cut to the evil queen then being in power, and then everything's miserable.
Which is strange because the original never really showed the village. It just showed the castle.
Yeah, they know, because that wasn't the point of the story.
Again, there's a movie that does show
Yeah, there is.
the effects, but it works.
Yeah, it
it
works.
works because there was a build-up.
Yes.
See, that's the main problem with this movie. There was no build-up to anything. Shit just happens.
Yeah,
and you
because
just have to.
this
This movie is
movie-
literally the definition of and then,
yes.
and then. Like, there's nothing there to connect the scenes.
Because this movie, you are required to watch the original movie to understand this movie.
Yeah, because in the beginning, she sings her whole female empowerment. Oh, I want to help the people, but I don't know how. Then hard cuts to her running away.
Harkers are running away.
Yes, it cuts to her running away. This is after. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, it doesn't immediately hard cut to her running away. That's the next day, but she. Okay, yeah, because she sings her female empowerment song after she meets
Oh,
know,
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
They have written Philip out of this story.
Yeah, if you guys remember in the original, the Prince Philip, he was basically her love interest. And okay, we're not gonna get into this now, but I do have like a major critique about the original. But let's just know that even with that critique, this is still worse.
All I
Because their
wanted.
first meeting,
I just wanted one thing, and they're like, nah, Philip's not in this movie.
we're gonna turn him into an even boring character.
We're gonna turn him into an even more. We're gonna turn him into a more shallow character that
Yeah.
has more lines and like probably one of the worst songs in this entire.
Oh, really?
It's one of. There's
All
another
right,
one.
we'll talk about it. So yeah, he meets her. He's trying to steal food. Apparently, he's
He somehow got into the castle. How? Who knows?
I don't know. I generally don't know. Anyways, he gets caught, and Snow White begs the queen not to kill him, and then they kick him out. And
Well,
this,
they don't kick him out. They just lazily tie him to the gate to freeze to death.
but it's not cold. Everyone's wearing
I don't know. Listen.
whatever. Anyways, she sings her female empowerment song, and then you see how I'm saying and then because
Yes.
that's what's happening. She sings her female empowerment song, and then she frees him for no reason, even though he just started stealing. And
well,
then
she feels pity for him. I
why
guess.
he was stealing from you?
Well, he said he said that the people are struggling and all this stuff, so she feels pity for why he has to steal. So it's basically to show her a quote unquote kindness, which is the only time she ever showed any.
Oh, it is
inch
kind of the
of
only time.
kindness.
Yeah, and then the queen is like, cut out her heart.
Oh
You
yeah.
know? Oh yeah, that's when we first meet the evil queen, played by the beautiful Gal Gadot. Now, okay, look.
Listen, if you thought
Scarlett,
if
wait,
you-
wait, before you explode on Gal Gadot's acting, let me be very clear that she's purposely doing this, okay? She's purposely hamming it up, acting,
No.
cartoonishly
Listen,
evil.
listen,
She's
listen.
purposely doing
No.
this. She's doing this
No.
on purpose.
Listen,
She's
listen.
intentionally being
No.
over the top.
No, listen. Tykel, you need to understand something.
What?
I have watched. Listen, people are probably gonna be very upset with me when I say this. I have watched Wonder Woman. I have also watched what is it called? Oh yeah, Justice League. Justice League,
Justice League.
and also
Wonder Woman
Snyder's-
1984.
No, I also watched Snyder's Justice League, and I also watched Wonder Woman 1984. This woman cannot act to save her life.
Hey, she was good.
No,
I liked her in Wonder Woman.
no.
She was fun.
Because she was just playing a version of herself. That's why.
What do you mean? A version of herself? What does that mean?
The way she played Wonder Woman wasn't all that spectacular. wasn't anything
Well,
like.
she played it the way the script asked her to, okay? And just like in that movie, in this movie, she's playing it exactly
No.
the way the script
No.
is asking her.
No, I would say the script in Wonder Woman 19. The script in Wonder Woman, at least for her dialogue, is so like, uninteresting that her acting could probably like skid by because it's so uninteresting. This movie requires her to simultaneously be threatening but also very hammy, and she fails at both of these things.
Well,
She's not intimidating, and when she tries to ham it up, it's so unbelievably forced that it looks like she's simultaneously trying too hard and not trying at all.
I don't know how. What is the thing? Okay, look, there's lots of actors. Look, okay, to give her the complete benefit of the doubt, this movie was gonna fail anyways. She knew this movie was terrible. It was gonna bomb spectacularly. So she's like, I'm fine. If this movie's not gonna try, I'm gonna have fun with what I have, and she did. She tried her best to have fun with what she had.
She tried her best, and it was this bad.
You're saying how trying her best was bad?
It's so bad. She can't act, Tykel. She can't do it. She tries so hard, and it looks like she's barely trying. The way she like says words. The way
she says
the,
words.
Yes, the way she says words. The way she like, tries to.
Like, give an example. Let's talk about like the scene when she's talking to Snow White. Okay,
She's like trying to be all intimidating when she breaks like a lobster, and she's like, "I didn't know you were this opinionated." That's literally how she said the line, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this is about to be so. This is about to be so bad."
Okay, how about the scene when she tells the hunter, "Hey, go cut out her heart"? I thought she was. That sounded like campy and over the top.
No, it didn't. It was literally her just like doing the scene that in the original film.
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to be campy. It was just supposed to be normal evil behavior. Which means she didn't do a good job if you thought it was campy. But when she has her song, Tykel.
No, we're gonna talk about songs later.
Okay,
We're gonna talk about songs.
fine.
But overall, on the song,
she's just so bad. But like going back to the plot, because I'm sorry, we went a whole diatribe about.
No. I mean, the plot does hinges on her being threatening, and
That's true.
you already proved that she's not threatening. So, anyways, she goes into the forest and tells the hunter to watch her pick apples. Why?
Well, because
Is picking apples her only hobby?
listen, it's Snow White, it's the apples.
Of
Remember
course.
the apples, even though in the original she wasn't picking apples, or whatever.
I'm trying to make apples like the main thing in this movie when
Listen,
it's not.
in case you're stupid, guys, the apples are important. The parents made apple pie. She picks apples. The hunter puts an apple in the case when he doesn't kill her, which gives the evil queen the idea.
I don't know.
You get it, guys? It's Snow White. I hate this movie so much.
But you're gonna hate even more when we get to when she finds the dwarves.
All right, okay, listen. When I recently watched this original movie, I had a brain aneurysm on how absolute when I was watching this movie initially, the remake,
Mm-hmm.
it was bad in and of itself. But when you watch the original after the remake, it's so much worse. It's infinitely worse because of how absolutely simple Snow White is and how much they fucked this up.
I know. Right? They took the most simple story in the world and tried to make it more complex than it was.
Yes, and and then they just completely destroyed it because they tried to make it more complex. So
Yeah.
when she goes to meet the dwarfs,
Yes, this is after. This is after her This is after she finishes exploring the Forbidden Forest of Harry Potter. She She finds the dwarf's house, which is
She breaks into their house. She
Yes!
doesn't even knock.
yes,
She doesn't even like looking to see. She just breaks into their house
yes,
and she just like sleeps. Why does she like sleep? Why is she, was she tired from like the 5-second like ordeal that she went through? Why is she this tired? It's not even nighttime yet.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, she falls asleep, and then we see the dwarves. Oh, the dwarves! Their scene is so okay. Let's just okay. We already went through a whole section where we talk about how bad they are. We know they're bad, but let's talk about how they're introduced.
They have this magical ability where they touch rocks
To
and
summon diamonds. They're literally like what's the main character from Fullmetal Alchemist? Because he has the ability to like use alchemy, summon the elements
Yeah,
to
they
create
have-
metal. That's their ability. They have the ability to summon diamonds.
it's either they summon diamonds or they have like X-ray vision and they just reveal the diamonds in the rocks.
They have the Batman radar.
They just turn it on. I don't know. Their hands glow and then they touch a rock and then suddenly diamonds appear. I don't know what. And this never comes back again. This is just a random thing.
Also, they work in a cave. It's not even like a tiny little cave. It's a literal cavern of diamonds.
Yes.
Why do they work in a cavern? What do they do with these diamonds?
Listen. We gotta make it bigger and better. So instead of like a simple cave, we gotta make it a whole ass freaking. We gotta make it a whole excavation.
Exactly. I literally felt like Minecraft. We were like hunting for diamonds. It's like, what are you guys doing with all these diamonds?
Well, they never explain in the original what they do with the diamonds. It
That
looks.
wasn't the point.
Listen.
Their job was not the point. The point was to show that, hey, these are jolly good people. And when they meet this girl, they all, they clash a bit, but, they all become friends because...
Listen, we don't need to, like, go that deep into what they do with the diamonds. They just store it in a little shack. They can sell it if they want to. In this one, based on their, like... okay, let me have, like, a good faith interpretation of this, okay?
Oh, no.
In the movie, it shows the queen being obsessed with diamonds. Because she's wearing rings, her
Yeah.
crown has diamonds.
Yeah.
By the way, her problem is supposed to be, like, vainness, by the way. But for
Is she vain?
we're gonna get to that. But, she has all these diamonds on her, and then the, diamonds that the dwarves have are like the same diamonds. So good faith interpretation, maybe they used to sell their diamonds to the previous kingdom.
But after he died...
Yeah, after that he died, they're like now selling it to the queen.
But they're never shown interacting with the queen. In fact, they don't interact with anybody.
That's true.
Except for Snow White. And their interaction... Okay, to be fair, why don't you explain the scene? Because I physically walked out of the theater. I'm not kidding. No, let's just get this out of the way. When they meet Snow White, I genuinely walked out of the theater.
Well,
Wanna know why?
actually-
Would you like to know why, Scarlett? Would you like to know why?
Why?
Because when you invited me to see this movie, you're like, hey, let's watch it. It'll be like fun and bad. And then when I saw the dwarves, I wanted to walk out of the theater and shoot myself in the head. Because the dwarves look bad, their interactions look bad, their voices sound bad.
Listen, whoever they got to
I
voice
genuinely
act this-
walked out of the theater because they
whoever
look
they
so
got to voice
terrible.
act this did not do that good of a job.
Yes. And as you could see, they look terrible.
Yes. So when they basically when the dwarfs
You look so
interact
done.
with Snow White, cause like I just watched the original movie like yesterday. I can't handle this.
Oh yeah.
When they interact with Snow White, It's like a very like watered down version of the original where they see her and then
They freak out.
they freak out. They leave Dobie. This is the start.
Oh my gosh.
They leave Dobie, and then they come inside to like almost jump her, and then like she
wakes up.
She wakes up. They see her. They're like, "What are you doing in our house?" She like introduces herself as Snow White, and they know who she is.
Why do they know who she is?
Well, in the original, they knew who she was. They knew she was the princess. But see, they weren't 250 years old and secluded in the forest that much in the original.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they know her in this, but whatever. They knew about the queen too in the original, so I guess they brought that into this movie. But like, they knew who she is. She basically tells them that, oh yeah, the evil queen's gonna kill them. Grumpy is like, well, she should leave because then the evil queen's gonna come here.
You guys hear how this movie's just basically and then
This is
and
there's no character work going on here, guys.
Yeah, they're all acting basically like a flannerized version of themselves.
It's not even Flair. It's like a cutout board plank version of themselves. They're just so devoid of life in this movie.
Here's the thing, they're not devoid of life. Devoid of why? Because in the next scene, like the next morning when she wakes up, they all sing "Whistle While You Work," and they all act like 5-year-olds.
Oh,
That
yeah, we can go into that scene now because this scene does not matter. They have her stay. Why?
I don't know.
Because in the original, she like made a deal with them. It was like, hey, I could cook and I could clean. It was like because like she cleaned.
We'll get to the original.
Anyway, yeah, they let her stay. Why? Who knows? So she wakes up. They start acting like children.
Why? I don't know. They're basically 5-year-olds. That's what they do. They don't eat properly. They like mess up their house on purpose. They all are mean to each other.
Listen,
They're so mean.
they're not mean to each other. They're mean to each other. They're specifically mean
To
Dobie. Dopey.
Why?
See, you see, Tykel, you see. When they made fun of Dopey in the original, it's like offensive because I guess for some reason people compare Dopey to neurodivergent.
Autism?
Yes.
What?
I don't know why.
That doesn't make. What about Sleepy? He can basically be like narcoleptic. Why didn't they tease him about that? And what about Grumpy? He has mood swings. Why didn't you tease him about that?
Listen, it's because Dopey's the most is the most offensive one. Okay.
How is he offensive? How? Explain to me how.
Because he's a dope. And that's that's like not like a good message to send to little kids. You see, Tykel, you see.
So instead of making him like quirky and love himself, they just made him dumb.
Is he dumb in this movie?
Yeah. No. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. You see, in the original, yes, he was dumb. He couldn't talk, but it was endearing because he was all of them had their quirk. Yes, all of them. Yeah, Sleepy was Sleepy. Grumpy was Grumpy. Sneezy was
Sneezy. He had like
internal
allergies.
Doc
had he had like a lisp mixed with dyslexia. How do I describe this?
Wait, in the original or in
the original? He mixed up his words a lot.
Oh, why did they call him Doc then?
I don't know actually.
I
guess that was just his name. They called him Doc for some reason, but like he would mix up his words. But he was obviously like
the semi.
Yeah, he was the leader.
He was a quasi leader.
He was a
But in
quasi-leader.
this, no, I don't know Who?
Doc is not himself. He's just suddenly like randomly spouting like trivia.
Because he's smart? Because he's a doctor? Which we'll get to!
Oh my
We'll get
goodness.
to. Apparently he's smart? Because doctors are smart?
Yeah, I guess.
Which doesn't make any
Bashful is not bashful. I don't know who's bashful in this movie. I'm being serious. Bashful? He's not in this movie. He doesn't. I don't know who Bashful is. Cause he doesn't act like himself. I don't know who's supposed to be bashful because whoever Bashful is does not act.
You're talking about Bashful as a person.
His name is Bashful.
Who?
Bashful.
Bashful?
Bashful? His name is Bashful.
Oh, yeah!
He's supposed to be like very like shy because he's like very infatuated with Snow White.
Yeah.
He like blushes all the time.
Oh, yeah! Yes,
Yeah.
I remember all the, he's so cute.
He's
I
not
liked it.
here. I'm being serious. He's not in this movie.
No,
I don't know
oh my
where
gosh.
he is.
No, do you want to know what these dwarves remind me of? Okay, I don't know if you know this, but do you know The Hobbit?
Yeah?
The Hobbit. In The Hobbit, there are these dwarves that recruit the main character Bilbo to kick out a dragon out of their house. Now, here's the thing. The problem people have with those movies is that none of the dwarves got any characterization at all.
Okay.
Like, there was like 14 to 15 dwarves in that story.
Oh wow.
And none of them had any personality or character traits at all. Like, none of them had a time to shine. None of them had any, like, significant scenes. I don't think most of them didn't even have any dialogue. They were just there. And people just kept asking, who is that? Who is this? Why are you here when you're not supposed to be here? What?
Yeah, you could summarize that for the dwarves.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. These dwarves remind me of the dwarves from the Hobbit franchise because they don't do anything.
Well, you see, Tykel, it was because in the original script they weren't supposed to be dwarfs. They were supposed to be magical creatures.
Magical bounty hunting creatures.
We're gonna get to that later.
We
but
will get to this later.
It really seems that because of the backlash that you talked about.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit,
They
we took out the most important thing that made Snow White iconic, so let's put it back in, but let's do it without any of the characterization or the whimsicalness of the original. Let's just do it to be safe.
They stapled it onto the plot
Exactly.
because of the backlash, and they didn't revise the script. They were just like, yeah, let's just shove it in there, and not in an organic way, by the way. Let's just put it. It's so like it gets in the way of the story because the whole point of this story, for some reason, is that she wants to find her father because her father disappeared when she went to war with a neighboring kingdom, apparently. And then when she ran away, she realized, oh, I gotta go find my dad. She just stopped by at the dwarf's place
And wasted time. I
And
thought you wanted
wasted
to find your
time.
dad.
Well, not now. Now she's gotta have a scene with the dwarf. So, like you said, the next morning, they act like 5-year-olds.
Yes.
Um,
And like I said, they're mean. They tease Dopey, and I thought that
specifically,
Yeah.
they specifically teased Dopey.
And I thought you said that he was offensive. So why did you write characters who are teasing your offensive character?
Because Dopey needs an arc.
What arc? Nobody here goes through an arc. Nobody here is a character. So what arc are you putting them in?
Well, the arc that they wanted for Dopey is to basically have confidence in himself.
But he already had confidence in the original. He was just.
Listen. Having confidence, even though you have faults, having confidence and having faults is not accepted, okay? You need to somehow get over your faults magically, in order to be accepted. What? That's kind of what the theme is, because
That's the theme. If you want to be accepted by society, get over something that you can't control.
Yeah.
What is that theme?
He's supposed to be a dope, but he's not really a dope, but he is a dope in this movie. But because spoilers.
No. Oh no, you went okay.
I
You
thought-
went right about this. Okay,
Oh
okay.
my I don't know, that's like the vibe I got from it. It was really, really weird.
That's what we're talking about. The dwarves were an afterthought. It was so clear that they were an afterthought. They didn't care about any lesson. Don't give me that bullshit about having a lesson. They literally stacked them on there because the fans were angry, and they're like, "Hey, look, they're here,
They're here.
but they don't mean anything.
They don't mean anything to this plot at all.
And it's worse because they took out. They didn't even bother taking out the hunters. Which, yeah, we're getting to the secondary plot. Because mind you, there's like 3 plots happening. Her trying to find her father, which doesn't go anywhere. Her meeting the dwarves, which doesn't go anywhere, and her meeting the bounty hunters, which doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, so these hunters that Takel's talking about, they're basically the group that works with the character that broke into the
Jonathan.
yeah, Jonathan, the character that was stealing stuff from the castle. They basically are thieves that fight
For
in
the king?
yeah, they fight in the name of the king, even though they just rob random stuff.
And
They're not even. There's no. They don't even rob stuff from the kingdom to secretly give it back to the people. They just rob things for themselves.
yeah. And that doesn't work because they say, oh, we're doing this in retaliation to the queen. But they're just taking for themselves. Like, what? And it's so like things, oh, hey, maybe these guys could.
Knows where my father is?
Why?
Why would you assume that? First of all, why are you assuming that your father is even alive?
It's been
He
years.
went to war and he never came back. Why do you
Like,
think
common sense would tell you he's dead. Why would you think that there's even a
I'm like being
alive?
serious. When she said to the dwarves, "Oh, I gotta go find my dad," I was legit confused. I was like, "What?
It's 3 plots. It's her trying to find her dad, but hold on, we need to make the fans happy, so let's just tag on the dwarves. But wait, we have all of these actors that we had to kick out of the movie because people were mad at us, but we don't want to,
We need to pay them."
yeah, we need to pay them, so we'll just stick them on to her scene of trying to find her father, even though they have nothing to do with her father. So it's like I don't know.
Well, that's not the only reason why I was confused. I was also confused because they said he went to war and he never came back, and for some reason she thinks he's alive. I was like, "What? What is this plot now? Why? What is happening?"
Is she trying to create a resistance?
I mean, her whole thing in the movie is that she wants to, like, quote unquote, be her father's daughter, was to basically to lead. So I guess this is part of her arc that she feels like she needs to find her dad. Oh, we're gonna get to her character in a minute. But anyway, that is the plot now. She's gotta go find her dad. She leaves the dwarfs after, like, after the whistle while you work thing, which, by the way, instead of her, out of the kindness of her heart, cleaning a house that she thought was for orphan children.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay,
She basically says, "Hey, clean your house." Literally gives them, like,
that's
instructions.
what I'm saying. She's treating them like children, as if they have no idea how to take care of their house, even though these are full-grown men.
Listen. Their house in the original was like a dump. But the reason why it was a dump wasn't because they didn't know how to clean.
Yeah.
They didn't have the discipline to clean after themselves. That was the point. That was the point of her being there. That was the dynamic. She gave them a sense of discipline in their life, while they gave her a sense of joy and freedom and happiness, and they like provided her for her and protected her, basically, while she was basically like a motherly figure without being patronizing. She was like a motherly figure to them by, like, giving them, like, discipline and order in their life that they didn't have. That was the dynamic that they had with each other.
But in this, she
just rocks up in here.
She comes out of nowhere and treats them like kids, and they all just accept it.
They're all just accepted. They're all just fine with her.
Yeah. Why? And, again, and then she just randomly runs into Jonathan. She randomly runs into them.
Yeah, she's
There's no explanation.
She's like, oh yeah, I gotta find my father. And she walks in a completely random direction. I'm like, do you know where you're going? Like,
Then she meets Philip. And
no,
then,
no,
not
she
Philip.
meets Jonathan, the thief. I'm so listen, Tycho.
Okay,
All I
here's the thing.
wanted-
Here's the thing. Before you say this, I will say, as bad as this movie is, I will give this movie one thing. They at least tried to make a connection between Snow White and her love interest, because like I said, because frankly, this is why I was confused when people said, "Oh, you can't critique Snow White. It's a timeless classic." I'm like, there's stuff to critique about it. It's not a perfect movie, and like the imperfect thing about this movie is the relationship between Philip and Snow White. Like they just meet and they fall in love. They have like no interaction. They don't talk to each other. I don't even think he knows her name. They just see each other. They smile, and he's immediately her true love. Like that. I critique that about the original movie, and that's a fun assumption, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I understand that, him being her true love when he's barely in the movie is like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But they obviously want to like promote like, first love's kiss, true love's kiss, like the first true love's kiss. So they basically want to do love at first sight.
Yes.
That's what they want to do. Now, you probably don't. Well, I don't like really believe in like love at first sight, and you probably don't believe in that either. So that's why we have a problem with it. But I understand what they were trying to do
in the original.
Yeah, but even then, listen, their interactions in the movie was actually good. In the movie, but from the one interaction that they had,
yeah, I was about to say what interaction they had. One scene together.
Let me make my argument. Okay,
all right, fine. Wait, let's go to the
Yeah. Listen, in the original Snow White movie, they had like one interaction, like it was like just like a song. Okay,
just looking at this animation,
it's just better.
It's so tragic.
Oh my god, it's just better. But in the original, they have one interaction. It's like right at the tail end of Snow White's singing for true love. Okay. And he basically like is on his horse going past her, and he hears her singing, and he thinks it sounds nice, so he goes right next to her and he starts singing with her. And then, she gets startled at first and shy, and she runs into like her room. But then he starts singing to her, and she's like infatuated with him by that. And she like kisses the little dove. And the dove gives him a little peck. It's like, oh, that's cute for like a first interaction. That's like actually real cute. That whole scene is just 10 times above any interaction that Snow White and Jonathan had in the remake. Listen, the reason why is because the interaction in the original was a lot more natural. Like, two people that find each other attractive, that little cute moment. You can build something off of that. Now,
the problem is they don't do that.
I know, that's why my criticism would be, I just want more scenes of Philip. Like, when I was watching this movie, and I saw that, I was like, damn. Now I want more scenes of Phil, because that was actually, like, good.
Yeah.
And, the way she, like, would talk about him in, like, later on in the movie, and how, like, from that, like, one interaction, she's, like, very, like, smitten with him. It's like, damn!
Yeah.
Just
watching him, like, kiss her and be, like, very attentive to her. What Rachel Zegler said about him being stalkery? That's completely not true.
I have.
Like, he's a genuinely nice person. Yes, you're right. I wish we had more scenes with her. I I wish they interacted more than just the one thing. But from these scenes, he's not seem that he's not stalkery. He's not. He's very nice but when he like meets her, he's like very tentative. He like generally feels bad that she's dead. Like
Yeah. He like gives her like a farewell kiss because in the original they said he was looking far and wide for her. Then he found her and he was sad, so he gave her.
yeah, and see, you know why? Because that interaction was build up. We heard from the movie and he liked her, and when she disappeared, he looked for her. He found her.
He
was
thought she was
sad.
dead.
Yes, he said he kissed her as a goodbye kiss. She woke up and they lived happily ever after. You see how I didn't use a single and then? Because the scenes were not just random. They didn't just pop out of nowhere. They were there. It was a sequence of organic tension.
Oh yeah, and by the way, on the theme, when the evil queen gave her the apple and she tries to
no, wait. We'll get to the apple thing later.
let
Let
me like say the point of like the theme about like the true love's kiss, or basically like from like Snow White's perspective.
Yeah.
She like basically eats the apple because she buys into the idea of it being like a magical apple that could like grant her wish, you know. Maybe she doesn't buy into it all the way, but she basically like, you know, makes a wish because she was talking about like she was wishing for like the prince to like come back all throughout the movie, and she like, you know, makes the wish, then she eats and then she like dies, and then, you know, essentially she basically gets her wish in the end, which is like basically her reward for like
being
being kind
and compassionate and an actual person.
Jonathan's point in this movie is so like, it's not only is it confusing, it's also, it doesn't contribute to Snow White at all.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's like
Or to the theme of this movie.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Philip wasn't really a character in this.
No, I'm not saying he's a character. I'm saying he contributed to the theme.
Yeah, he contributed to True Love's kiss.
Well, he contributed to the, you know, the idea of like a love at first sight, and also to like, to Snow White's reward in the end, and
Yes.
what it was building up to, her dream and what she wanted, and
Yes.
how she was like very pure, and like she was doing all these like kind things, just like despite like, you know, all the
Yeah.
terrible stuff that happened to her. Then in the end, she gets rewarded.
Yeah.
That's like what Philip like contributed in this.
Philip was basically like, you know how in every story, like, the knight goes on a quest to save the princess and the princess then get married? Philip is basically her reward for being kind and compassionate.
Yes.
That's what happens in this movie.
Yeah,
Jonathan! In this movie, our Philip stand-in Jonathan, he's a nihilist?
yeah, he's a pessimist, which is funny.
What?
Yeah, he's a pessimist. No, he's not a pessimist. He's a realist. That's what he is. They have a whole song about this.
Oh yeah, when we get into
Because, you know, we gotta fast track his character.
But he doesn't have a character!
No. His character is in this song. I have to fast track it by basically having him sing about how hard it is in life and how, like, you know, he's not, like, you know, never optimistic for anything, while he clashes with Snow White's quote unquote optimistic personality.
Even though she never showed it.
Yeah, even though she never
At
shows
all.
optimism, so I'm just like, okay. So that's basically his character, and he does not contribute anything. He doesn't contribute anything to the story.
Well, okay. Here's
To
the
their
thing.
relationship.
He does. Okay. Yes, he doesn't contribute anything, but he does more in the story than his quote unquote friends. You know, those people we all got mad at.
Yeah.
They're apparently in this movie. Why?
Because they needed to be paid. They needed to be paid.
But they don't
really don't.
They don't. Like, there's a scene where
Because after his like whole like fast track character song, they just spawn out of nowhere.
yeah, his friends show up, and then he sings about, oh, we steal from the queen because she hates us, which doesn't make any sense because she's not shown to interact with any of them. They don't have a backstory with her.
Yeah, I don't know why these people are outcasts.
Which, you want something? We'll get to it. But the movie we're going to talk about, they ripped this straight from that movie.
Yeah.
And that movie did it 10 times better. Because again, there was a setup. There was no setup in this movie. There was nothing.
Well, they're just here out of nowhere. We didn't even know that they had a group.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did say they were thieves, but we didn't know it was them. That
Yeah.
they're even connected. They're just here.
But they don't do anything. Like, even when, because when the evil queen finds out that Snow White's still alive somehow, I don't know how she found out, but when
Well, she found out because she went to the mirror. We're gonna talk about her, the evil
the
queen
mirror,
later.
all that.
Well, she went to the mirror. The mirror tells her she's alive. She opens the box because apparently she didn't check to see if her heart is in the box.
Which is what the original did.
Yeah, in the original and in the remake, she basically says,
Cut out her heart and put it in the box.
and put it in the box. In the original, the hunter cut out a pig's heart and put it in the box, and that's why the evil queen thought she was dead, because she couldn't differentiate a pig's heart from like a human heart.
Which is fine.
That's fine, but in this movie, she just doesn't open the box
Until the last minute.
until after the mirror tells her that she's alive, and then she opens the box, and inside is an apple.
Why didn't you open the box before?
Why did you have to go ask the mirror?
Why did you have to ask the mirror? Hey, is my rival still alive?
Yeah, hey,
No.
hey, mirror, who's the fairest of them all now? And he's like, oh, it's still Snow White. He's like, oh, I thought she was dead. It's like, no, she's like in the wood. He doesn't even say she's in the wood. Okay, I need to calm down. We're gonna talk about that later.
The mirror is like literally nothing. Instead of being a representation of her envy, it's just nothing. It's literally just a hologram.
Yes.
It's just a hologram showing her shit. And then when she has her villain song and sends out guards to... Oh no.
We're gonna talk about the songs later.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
yes.
we gotta be quick with this. So,
Yeah, she sends out guards to... No. This is why I know that the dwarves were an afterthought. Because when she sends the guards, one of the guards injures him.
oh yeah, because
When they fight... Oh my gosh, the fight scene. When the guards first meet the thieves,
they have this shitty fight scene. It's just a terrible fight scene.
oh, it looks like stage fighting. It does. It looks like they're fighting on a stage.
It looks like they're trying not to like injure each other.
Which why?
So it's like the guards aren't even like stuntmen.
I don't know what the guard. Also, they try to put emphasis on a guard that's like the main general. They try to make
They're putting on emphasis on like random characters that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they don't. I have no idea.
So yeah, the guards come after them. They put emphasis on this one guard.
He shoots Philip in the.
Shoots Philip in the shoulder, and now they think he's dying.
And guess what Snow White's brilliant plan to help is? Does she try and tend the wounds herself? No, because we established that because she hasn't done anything.
Well, she did something.
Character-wise in this entire
Okay, yeah,
movie.
character-wise.
Does she tries to get help? No, because she hasn't interacted with anyone for this entire thing.
The animals aren't here.
Yes.
I just realized the animals showed up for like one scene.
Yes. So what's her genius plan into helping her newly found friends?
She takes them back to the dwarfs.
Why
Why does
does
she
she do
think?
this?
You know, because Doc, his name is Doc.
That's what I'm saying! They don't understand these characters at all! The dwarves were an afterthought! They did not care about their personality or their characters! They just looked at the names and like, oh, he's a doctor! He can cauterize a wound and take out an arrow!
Yeah, he could take out an arrow, staunch the bleeding. Make sure he doesn't get infected and sew it up real
Which
nice.
he doesn't even do! When he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take care of this.
I don't know what he
No,
did.
no, before they even help them, him and the thieves like have an argument. Why do they argue? I
well,
don't
they
know.
argue because the dwarves don't want them here because they think that the queen is gonna come after them now. And they bandits!
Why? They never interacted with the queen before. They don't have any back.
Well, they know the thieves are like against the queen, so they think that and they based on the his injury, the thieves just got into a scuffle with the guards. So they think that the guards are now gonna come here and attack them. Which, to be fair, Tykel, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And also, the bandits don't want to be here because they don't trust the dwarves.
Why? Have you guys seen them before?
I am not.
Do you guys have history with?
I don't know. Well, they could just not trust them because they just don't know them, and they don't know like if they can even save their friend. Which I don't know. Your friends die. You probably get all the help you get.
Also, is none of the thieves in your roster a medic? None of them know how to. See, that's what I'm saying. The thieves and the dwarves were all afterthoughts. They were gonna write a plot with these thieves, but everyone got mad, so they just shunned the thieves out on the corner to put in the dwarves. But then they're like, oh wait, what do we do with these? Let's just force them back into the story and give them even less characterization than the dwarves get.
Yeah.
And then the way they all work together is Snow White saying some.
She just says a speech about we gotta work together, and somehow that like completely like evaporates everybody's distrust of each other.
Why?
You see, Tykel, it's supposed to show that she is a leader. By saying like a random speech.
Saying random speeches is not isn't a leadership character.
But this movie thinks so. That's all she does.
But you're not Captain America. What are you? Why do you think saying a speech will join people together? You've done nothing to make these two people be even cordial with each other.
Yeah, you haven't like convinced the dwarfs that they're not gonna get killed by these guards if they help them. You're just like, oh yeah, help them. We gotta like, you see, this is what the evil queen wants. She wants us to be divided.
She doesn't care about these guys. She only cares about you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm putting all of you guys in danger, but listen to me.
Yeah, exactly. So as you audience can already tell, nothing in this movie makes sense. Not one scene.
Yeah, then Doc cauterizes Jonathan's wounds somehow.
Why? He's a miner, and he talks about like, oh, I put gold and alloy in. I'm like, what? Did you? I was like, did you kill him? Did you put poison inside him? What the hell did you do? And he's just fine. She's fine. There's no like, oh, my arm hurts, or oh, he'll be out for a few days. He's just fine.
Yeah,
he's just.
They were acting like he was like dying. He like collapsed like immediately.
Also, why would he collapse?
He got shot in the arm. I don't know what. He got shot like in the shoulder region.
Oh, boo-hoo!
I don't even know. Like,
it's not like he got shot in the heart or
they
got shot in the leg.
They acted like he got shot in the heart.
I
don't know what that scene was. Because okay, if anyone is confused, he got shot because the soldier was about to shoot Snow White, and then he pushes her out of the way because I guess he cares about her now. And then he like gets shot himself.
And then he takes the doors, and then they all fight, and then you see,
And then
you see, nothing makes sense. It's just a series of and thens.
because nothing. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
and then after he cauterizes the wound and make it feel better, they just have a party.
Oh yeah, they just celebrate.
Even though I thought you were looking for your father.
Yeah, what happened to the fight? Like, why are we having a huge feast and acting like we're friends? See, because I feel like this scene is supposed to replace the original scene in the original movie where they're all like dancing and singing because they're just having a good time. We're having this scene. Why? Because like in the original, like, they're like, it seems like they do this a lot. They like play instruments.
Yeah.
Because they have like a lot of instruments in like their house.
Mhm.
So it seems like the dwarfs like regularly just play instruments at their leisure.
Yeah, but in this movie they just spawn out of nowhere.
Yeah, in this movie they're playing instruments. Why?
I generally don't know.
Why would you
And then apparently her and Philip are in love
Oh
with
my
each
goodness.
other, which goes back to the songs, which we'll talk about later. But
this is why I'm saying this is worse than the original. Because at least in the original, when they meet, they have a cute scene. And maybe I could, if you believe in like love at first sight, you could like believe that Philip loved her that much that her like him kissing her broke her out of the spell. But their chemistry, like seriously, Tykill, their chemistry actually seemed normal and natural. And too like
I do. Okay, that first meeting, yes, I do believe their chemistry was normal. I just wish there were more scenes.
Why no? But my point
with
is,
him.
my point is that them like falling in love seemed like a lot more natural.
Yeah, it was a perfect setup.
But in this
But in
movie,
this, they interact so many times, yet I don't care about them. They have more Scarlett, just think about it. They have more interactions than the original movie.
I know.
And they still,
it's even less believable for them to get together. It's like, how did you mess this up so badly? Philip and Snow White had 2 scenes, and I could believe their relationship more than this. The relationship between Snow White and Jonathan.
And again, we have to and then because we have to get back to the primary plot of her finding her dad.
Oh yeah, they're just leaving now.
Yeah.
They're leaving.
She's like, hey, I want to go with you guys and play boner. And he's like, no, don't worry, stay here
For 2 days.
We'll go look for your dad.
Is that what? Are they? I was like really confused about this. Were they going to look for the dad, or were they going to like get supplies?
I honestly don't know.
Because if they're going to go look for supplies, why do they split up?
Yes!
He just goes
Why? And why does she not go with them? I thought you wanted to find her father!
Yeah, I don't. And why is it gonna take 2 days? I thought you guys you don't have a stash.
Like, you don't have... What?
Like when you go steal stuff, you guys don't have a stash where you put your what?
What is the point
Do
of
you
the
not
hunt?
have a hiding? You guys just exist in the woods.
What are the point of the hunters in this movie?
Oh no.
What?
Oh no. They're just gone for 2 days.
And then Philip just gets captured.
He just gets captured because he the other bandits just despawn.
just gone. He just despawn. He gets captured, and they never show up in the movie again. They literally just disappear. Like literally from the time Philip got captured to the end of the movie, I was literally screaming at the screen, "Where the fuck are his team?"
I don't know.
Where were
By the way, before he left, after a little love song, Snow White gives him her pendant, to remember her by. She said so he could come back faster, I guess. Which he said he's coming back in 2 hours. I don't know what. It's not like he's going on a journey. He's just getting supplies. Anyway, wait. I just realized it can't be because of supplies, because the dwarfs gave them food. Why are they going? Where are you going? See, because they agreed to go bring her along to find the.
She just stays there. And then the dwarves leave her. Why?
Well, I guess they're going to listen. They put less emphasis on them mining, so we don't really know their schedule. So they're just gone.
They're just gone
randomly. Oh, we don't have the scene where they're telling her not to talk to Okay, no, we gotta get back. We gotta get back to the plot. Okay. So
you see what I mean? This is just a jumble of scenes. People leave for no reason. People appear for no reason.
They don't understand the little scenes.
It's like this movie is allergic to consistent scenery.
This movie's allergic to like cause and effect.
Exactly. But you don't know why, because in the next scene, the old witch just shows up. Just shows up.
Well, before that, we gotta talk about how she
showed up.
Well, now she showed how she knew where
Snow White was.
Snow White was. Snow White gave him a pendant randomly. I don't know why she had to do that. And then he gets caught randomly. I don't know, like, where the rest of his team is. I don't know how he went to that trap so easily. I don't know when they set up that trap. I don't know where he was going. Anyway,
he gets kidnapped.
And it's on the same night, apparently, from, like, the forest to, like, the kingdom. They just teleport to the... And then, oh, look! He has the pendant! That means that she's alive!
What?
Just classic terrible storytelling. Hey, how do we know? How do we portray like the queen figuring out where Snow White is? Oh, let's have Snow White randomly give the guy the pendant so that she can know that Snow White's in the forest.
Yeah, but how does she know she's even at the dwarves' house?
I don't know.
Yeah, the pendant tells her, hey, she's alive. Is it an echo? Is it an echo
Oh,
director?
the pendant tells her that she's in the forest because now she knows that she interacted with the bandits. So instead of going to where the bandits are, she goes to the dwarf's house.
How does she even know where the dwarf's house is? In the original, she was able to figure that out
Because the mirror told her where it is.
Exactly.
On the 7th, what did he say? On the 7th? I don't remember the word. But he basically said on the 7th outer wall to the 7th forest, there lie 7 dwarves. He basically said that.
There's so many sevens in this.
It's rhyming.
Okay.
There's a lot of rhymes in this thing. But he basically literally like tells her where they are.
But the mirror doesn't do that. It doesn't do shit for her.
The mirror doesn't help her at all. So she just knows somehow. I don't know how she knows, but
I want to say that the mirror is a Deus Ex Machina, but it's not even doing that. It's not even.
Listen, the mirror is magical. I can believe, since the mirror can read people's
I don't
hearts.
care if the mirror is magical. I care that the mirror is an actual thing in the story, but it's not. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's literally nothing. It doesn't do anything in the plot. It doesn't represent anything in the theme. It's just there. Why? Because the evil queen had a mirror in the original.
Yeah, because the mirror needs to tell her, oh, she's fairest of them all. So in order to kick off the plot. But everything else, the mirror telling her where she is, the whole reason why the mirror thinks that Snow White's the fairest of them all that, all the thieves, is just God, because, this movie sucks.
Exactly.
Anyway!
Also, mind you, before she shows up to the dwarf's house, she creates the infamous poison apple. And the way she creates it is so lame!
Listen,
It's
guys,
so
you
lame!
guys need to understand this. So in this plot, the evil queen has, like,
Magic.
magic. She's not an alchemist. She just straight up has disintegrating powers.
Yes.
She just has powers.
So instead, here's the thing. In a good movie, she would send her guards to go to the dwarf's house
Mm-hmm.
to kidnap her and use her cataclysmic powers to kill her.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that,
Or Tykel, instead of, like, having the huntsman go kill her, she could just touch her, and then
she'll die.
she'll die.
But instead of doing that, because we have to do the original, she goes to the whole create the poison apple and turn into an old lady. Even though it's so lame. It's so lame. There's no, like...
so
She
unbelievable.
doesn't do anything. She doesn't read from the book. Let's get down. She does not read, from the book. She does not read from the book. She just pours 2 vials and the poison apple's created.
Yeah, there was like 4. First of all, she I don't even remember how she like turned into an old woman. She like drinks the thing.
Yeah.
She puts 2 stuff in? What did she? What did she do? How did she?
I don't know. I think she just shapeshift.
I remember she does
shapeshifted.
drink the thing.
Yeah, she drinks from the same potion that she uses for the apple.
Oh my god.
She does. She genuinely does. She pours the two things, drinks it, turns to the old woman, dunks the apple in.
Oh my gosh. I can't handle this. I can't. What? I didn't even notice that. Because, like, in the original, there's a whole process and how she became the old woman.
Yes.
There's like 4 ingredients to change your voice, to change your hair, to add the wrinkles.
And to basically make her
Oh,
hunched.
yeah. Not to make her hunch. It was to basically turn her clothes into, like,
Yeah.
the what it does.
Yes.
It's like 4 ingredients. It was like a delicate process. Then she she uses the wind and the lightning to basically mix the potion together. And then she drinks, and there's this whole
Oh my gosh,
animation.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it was cool. There was this whole animation where she turns into like the old woman. It was like this very dramatic, fantastical, like scenery where her hair is blowing in the wind and it turns white. Then her hands become old, and then she starts hunching over. And then her voice slowly goes. In this one, she just shapeshifts. She drinks it and it immediately becomes the old woman. It's like, thank you, Disney, for like being so lazy. You couldn't even do the sequence of the original.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about the way she leaves? Because let's talk about this. Because when she turns to the old lady, she leaves through a tunnel.
Yeah,
I want everyone to pay attention to this tunnel. Okay, we're gonna get back to it. Pay attention to this tunnel.
It's right
she,
next.
She leaves this tunnel.
Yes.
Correct. And then
It's
in
in
the next scene, the next scene, we see Philip and the hunter in the tunnel. Why didn't she execute the hunter for disobeying her? Who knows?
I don't know why he's even like there.
Anyways, she doesn't kill Jonathan or the hunter. She just puts him in a cavern.
Yeah.
And mind you, again, this is the next scene in the movie. She leaves the tunnel, which is the exact same tunnel where they are.
Yeah, so her little alchemy set is like right next to the river, and then their prison is right next to the river. Yeah, is right next to the river. So she leaves the gate open, where she like rows her boat.
Yeah.
She just leaves the gate open.
Why?
I don't know. So, obviously, guys, as you can see in all terrible movies, they break out easily and then they're just able to leave.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Well, because they had to do the original, she gets there before him.
Even though he left at the same time she did?
Yes.
But somehow he got there way too late.
But she left like a few minutes before him, and he got there too late. And the scene where they meet, it's just so tragic. It's
What,
just
Snow White and
the old lady.
Oh
it's
my
just so
gosh.
terrible.
It, like, especially...
I remember in the original,
Yes.
you can see how cunning and clever.
Yes!
How she was
actually really smart!
Yeah, like how she played into like Snow White's naivete about,
Because, dwarves did tell her not to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
And she just sees this old woman. It's like, it's an old woman. It's fine.
Yeah, she talks about how, I'm just an old lady.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I need you guys to understand this. The reason why, not only, the whole thing about the magical apple, that's not the only reason why Snow White eats the apple. The whole reason why the apple's even in the topic is because Snow White is making a pie for Grumpy, because unlike what they're doing with Dobby in this movie, Grumpy was the one that went through an arc, because he was the one that was the most resistant to Snow White. So she's like, I want Grumpy to like me. Let me make him a little pie.
And then the old lady shows up, and she's like, "Oh, you're making a pie. You want to use an apple? By the way, these apples. Okay, I'll admit, her saying, "Hey, these apples are magical." That's a little bit stupid.
Well, I can believe that Snow White could believe in like magic.
Well, I don't mind her believing in magic. I mind her saying, "Hey, eat this apple, and your wish will come true."
Well, no, at first the old woman tells her, hey, you should make an apple pie. That's what like Grumpy would really want. You should try one first to see how good they are.
Well, yes, but then she says it's magical. I'm like, you didn't have to mention the magical thing. Just say
she want to put the apple back on like track. So because like in the scene, the animal starts like attacking her because they don't trust her. Then she pretends that she has a heart attack. So she goes into like the Oh yeah, and all the apples like drop on the ground and she picks up the red one. Mm-hmm. And then like Snow White takes her into the cabin.
Yeah.
To sit down. That's when she says, This apple isn't like an ordinary apple. It has all of your like wishes come true. See, whether Snow White believed that it was an actual magical apple or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Her saying it's magical, I don't think she needs to just say that, hey, I'm selling these apples. You want to try one? That's all you need. You didn't need the whole magic thing.
Well, I believe she was gonna eat it no matter what.
Yeah, she was gonna eat it no matter what. That's what I'm saying. You didn't have to do the magic thing. But regardless of that one nitpick, it's still a good scene.
Yeah.
Because again, there was setup. We established Snow White's character as being kind and compassionate. Yes, she's naive, but she's still kind and compassionate. And she's willing to help anyone no matter what. And seeing this old lady being vulnerable, she helped her. And she eats it on her behalf. And she gets tricked because the queen wants her dead.
Yes. Also, by the way, the queen knows about True Love's kiss in both movies. Yes. She knows about True Love's kiss. In the original, she's not bothered by it because she knows...
She doesn't know that Snow White basically fell in love with someone.
No, she does know. But in the original, she knows that the dwarfs are going to think she's dead. So she thinks that they're going to bury her before like anybody finds her.
I see. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, no, let's talk about the movie. The remake.
Yeah, and the remake she knows.
The remake. This whole thing makes absolutely no sense. This is the scene where I just blew my brains out because nothing in this scene correlates into anything that makes any sense.
Yes.
So let's just set this scene up. Apparently, Snow White is just hanging out because the story is forcing her to hang out, even though she doesn't do anything. The dwarves just leave her.
Yeah, it's been 2 days, I guess, and now she says,
it was 2 days.
Yeah, because then she starts packing the bag and saying, "I gotta go find Jonathan."
Wait, hold on. It was 2 days.
Yeah. Well, it has to be 2 days because Jonathan tells her to wait 2 days, and then she
Scarlet. From the time he said that to when he got captured to when the lady made the potion, it was only a night. Listen, it was only a night.
Listen,
it was one.
It has to be.
Night.
It has to be.
It was no shut up. It was not 2 days. It was a fucking night.
Listen, it has to be 2 days because she gets the notion that she needs to go and find Jonathan. So unless she's like an asshole and like doesn't want to listen to Jonathan, and just wants to leave on her own accord, she has to like think that something like went wrong with Jonathan, and that's why she's going and packing her bag. But like, but you're right. It doesn't look like it's been 2 days.
Because this movie doesn't know what time is.
The pacing's like so.
So yeah, anyways, she meets her in the woods, and apparently I don't even know, this scene made me so frustrated. She's trying to leave, and
the woman just rocks up.
And is like, hey, Jonathan gave me a message. Oh my god. Stupidest.
If you thought Snow White was naive in the original,
Oh my gosh, she's the dumbest
She's
person
the
in the
dumbest.
world. She's so dumb.
She's so stupid in this movie.
But this is the thing, I don't even think Snow White in the original was dumb. She wasn't dumb. She was just, she was naive.
She was too kind for her own good.
Yes.
Because, like, you know, Doris told her not
To do it.
to talk to strangers. But no, she sees this old woman.
And she felt bad.
And she felt
Which is
bad.
fine, and that's okay, you know? She didn't suspect this old woman was gonna be.
Yeah, she didn't expect to, like, be killed by an apple.
But no! This random
Oh, by the way, Snow White knows that the queen does magic. I just need for you to remember this. By the way, the old woman sounds like the queen.
Yeah, she doesn't change her voice.
She doesn't change
She
her
doesn't, like,
voice.
change her demeanor. She just acts like the queen. I'm like, you fucking idiot! You don't realize that this might be the queen in disguise.
She looks like the queen. Except a little, like if the queen transformed, like aged like 30 years.
Yeah, because in the original, the queen looked completely
Yeah.
indescribable. She looked completely different from the queen. Like, if you saw the queen and the old woman, you could not tell those two apart.
Yeah.
But in this movie,
And this is why she also had to change her voice in the original, but in this one she just sounds the same.
I don't know.
I don't. So yeah, like you said, she says, hey me, random old woman, I have a message from Jonathan. He's been captured by the queen. He told me to give you this. You would know what it means. And this random old woman just has his pendant. The pendant that she gave him. This doesn't look suspicious at all. No. What are you talking about? It's kind of weird this random old woman was able to get to Jonathan when he was being captured. And he just trusts this old woman to get back to Snow White.
Even though in the movie he's shown to not trust anyone.
Yeah.
So why would he give this random woman something that you gave him for safekeeping?
That seems out of character for Jonathan in the little time that you knew him. You should know, based on his stupid ass song, that he's not very trustworthy of random people. That's kind of weird. They just put the hands of his life, basically, in this random woman that neither of you ever met.
Oh my gosh.
And she just knows that the queen has him. And that he would know that she would get to you. And for some reason you trust her.
Makes no sense. It makes no sense. And then, no, one of them makes even less sense.
What?
Somehow the scene that makes less sense is even worse. Do you know why she gives her the apple?
For sustenance for the journey. Even though she was already packing a bag of food.
Why would you give her this random apple? Why?
And not only does she tell her, you know, this is for the journey, for some reason Snow White just eats it right there. Why?
Why? I thought you wanted sustenance
For the journey.
What?
This is for the journey. Why are you gonna eat it now? Also, why would you accept the apple when you already have food in the house that you were packing?
You know, it's weird because in the beginning they tried to make apples like a...
Yeah, they try to make apples this huge thing with their parents.
with the village.
But they don't use that at all in this. It's just randomly.
It's just random. That's what I'm saying. Everything in this movie is random. Everything in this movie is random.
They don't even use stuff that they themselves established. I feel like they were just like, listen, we gotta put this True Love's Kiss. I believe that the True Love's Kiss thing was not in this movie.
Of course it wasn't. It was an afterthought. Just like the dwarves, just like the bandits, just like her whole finding her father. Remember that plot?
Oh, yeah,
finding her father. Everything in this movie is an afterthought.
Oh yeah, by the way, they just solved that plot point right there. Yeah, the father's dead.
Yeah, as soon as she eats it, she gets dizzy and she just reveals herself as the evil queen. It's like, hey, I killed your father.
It's
Spoiler alert.
Wow. Thank you. That whole entire plot point was just solved with like the most obvious thing. Yeah, the evil queen killed the dad. Why didn't you assume this? Because, in the plot, in the movie, in the remake, she said that the evil queen led him to a war, and then he never came back. For some reason, you didn't put 2 and 2 together, I guess.
And thought that he might have died. But even if she didn't know that the queen killed her father, just assume that he died!
So he didn't come back! What do you think happened to him? He's just, chilling out in the other kingdom?
Anyways, and then she dies, and then the dwarves come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, because they only have they have the scene where the animals come back randomly, guys. Remember the animals? Remember the animals? They come back suddenly.
And they warned the dwarves.
And
that's what happened in the original.
What happened in the original. Instead of Grumpy. Oh no, I gotta talk about this. The dwarves in the remake just immediately knows that the animals are here because Snow White's in danger. In the original, the animals were desperately pulling them towards the direction. They were batting them away because they didn't know what was going on. And also because in the movie, I think, in the original movie, the animals didn't interact with the dwarfs that much.
Yeah.
So at first they were what's going on? What's happening? And then one of them say, it could be Snow White. And Grumpy immediately, because Grumpy's going through his arc, immediately
You're more pissed off at Grumpy.
We're gonna get to when we talk about freaking Dopey and his stupid ass arc.
Oh my gosh! Immediately,
Grumpy assumes that Snow White's in danger, so he basically leads the charge to get back.
Yeah, and it's too late.
She's dead,
and always they feel bad, so they don't want to
Yeah, they don't want to bury her because of her beauty. Because, in the original movie, they were all smitten with her.
Was Grumpy smitten with her?
It was funny. He was, but he didn't want to show it. It was kind of...
that's cute.
It was kind of cute. There was, a scene where, they're going out to go in the mines, and they're telling her, hey, don't talk to strangers. She's giving them, a kiss on the forehead.
I remember that scene! They're all blushing!
This motherfucker was slick. And he fixed himself up in the mirror. It was pretending
not to care.
I don't care.
He's alright, goodbye, not. And then he just starts blushing.
Yeah, he's blushing and he just bumps into everything because he's flustered. It's
oh, that's so cute.
That's so cute.
If only we had a scene like that.
Only.
It's weird that one interaction tells us so much more character
about Grumpy,
about everyone,
all of them actually.
Than this movie did.
Also in that scene, Dopey tried to get the kiss.
Yes, I remember that. He's smitten with her the most.
Yeah, who's smitten with her the most? Dopey or Bashful?
I think it is Dopey.
Yeah, I think it is Dopey. I know
that one interaction told me so much about this movie than the remake. There was not one scene in this movie that told me anything about the characters, about the plot, about...
They didn't build a relationship between the dwarfs and her.
They didn't build a relationship between anybody!
That's true!
Let's just say nobody in this movie is a character. They're all literally doing this as a play. No, scratch it! A play does better character interactions than whatever they're doing.
Yes, I will not have you besmirch plays. Okay?
Yeah.
Plays.
They're really just saying their lines, being like, hey, this happened in the original, but we're gonna ignore all the build-up, all the setup, all the character arcs, all the characteristics,
all of the entire, the tone, the themes, but we're still gonna have stuff from the previous movie that doesn't really mesh well with our theme that we want to push.
And this all culminates into the burial. Well, not the burial, the immortalization.
her being in the coffin.
Yes. Her being
By the way, listen, guys, this is how cheap they are, right? In the original, she's in a glass coffin because they didn't want to bury her.
Yes.
And they basically, like, they don't mummify her, but they basically mummify her.
Yes.
They keep her in her eternal beauty by putting her in a glass coffin. And they put flowers near her grave.
It's a beautiful scene.
In this one,
they just put her on a rock.
she's just laying on a rock.
Put her on a rock. They only. I don't even think they give her flowers. You just put her on a fucking rock.
They put like little flowers around her, but they don't give her flowers.
And then Philip shows up.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, after Jonathan escapes at the same time as the queen leaves,
yes,
he just shows up. He just knows to come here.
Why?
Why? Where did you?
Also, what about the hunter? The hunter
Oh,
escape.
Where did he go?
Again, just like the hunter, just like the thieves, he just vanished from the movie.
I don't know where he went. He's just gone.
God. Yeah, and so Jonathan just shows up and is sad. Why are you sad?
Listen, they had a song together, okay?
Oh
they had a song.
We'll talk about that.
Even though the song did not seem as genuine as the song between her and Philip. I just
Yeah, so anyway, he shows up, he kisses her, she wakes up.
Yeah, she wakes up, true love's even though you guys try to put so much effort into actually having them. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't believe I just said that. You guys thought you put a lot of effort into having them have like a organic relationship, but yet you still do the true love's kiss.
Yeah, because like when they set it up, they're gonna be like a rivalry between them.
Yeah, because she's an optimist apparently, and he's a realist, and then she does the scene where she like saves the bandits when the guards were attacking her because all the guards are idiots and she barely does anything. Yeah. And that causes him to like her immediately somehow, and then that causes him to basically sacrifice his life for her, even though not really because he got shot in the arm. And then oh my gosh. And then the bandit, the one bandit that's an actual dwarf, basically tells her feelings to him.
Yeah.
No, he tells Jonathan's feelings to her.
Yes.
And he basically spells out her feelings to her, and then we get the song.
What?
That's true love, guys. True love when you gotta be told by another person that you love somebody else.
It's like something from like a 2000s rom-com.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like Philip, like who cares about Philip? He was a stalker, This is way better.
Yeah, some guy you only met twice.
Some guy you didn't even like when you met him.
Yeah.
You barely changed your mind on him, and then suddenly you have a completely different perspective on him, like immediately after he didn't sacrifice his life for you because he got shot in the arm. That's better than two people being smitten with each other initially.
Oh my gosh.
So much better, guys. You see how we improved the plot.
Yeah.
This is why I argue that Philip and Snow White had a better interaction in the original than this entire remake. They had two scenes and it was better.
Yes.
I understand the criticism, and I have the criticism too, but it's better than Jonathan and Snow White because it's just so
terrible.
Terrible.
So terrible. Anyways, yeah, he kisses her.
Yeah, she wakes up.
And
then she has the epiphany. Oh yeah, my dad is dead. You know what?
Shit, Sherlock.
You know what? Let me be my own leader. That's
you never let anything. She did not do anything. Snow White is not a character in this movie.
No, Tykel, you see, when she told the dwarves to clean up their house,
and when she told the bandits, "Hey, let's get along," that's her character.
That's her display of leadership. So basically her arc is the goodness was inside you all along. The talent was inside you all along. You didn't need to go through an arc.
You need to go through an arc
about what
you
leadership is.
You didn't need to interact with anybody. You didn't need to have any
No,
perspective.
the arc is you were a leader this entire time. You just need to recognize it.
What does that mean?
No, what it means is she was good this entire time. She was a leader already.
No, name me one scene, one thing she did in this entire movie that was quote unquote good.
Well, like I said, she told the dwarves to clean up their house, and then she like,
what the fuck you? That's not being good. That's you being
an asshole.
Exactly.
Listen, this movie listen, this is like the freaking like what I'm gonna give this a name. This is the freaking like Captain Marvel arc.
Oh gosh.
The power was inside you all along. That's what this arc is. She was already.
Yes, it doesn't matter if you're an asshole or you're just mean to people.
She was a leader this entire time, and what her arc is that she needed to just rely on herself. That's the arc. Not, oh, how do I become a leader? Oh, I don't know if I can be a leader. Oh, maybe like I'm not fit to be a leader. Then throughout the movie, she needs to learn to like be a leader, like have the characteristics of being a leader, or maybe she needs to learn that that's not her place, and that she brings a different thing, a different perspective to the table, or crazy concept. Maybe leading isn't like the only virtue in the world.
Exactly.
Maybe, I don't know, kindness,
compassion,
love,
empathy
is like more valuable things than leadership. Maybe you could like contrast this with,
why are they so obsessed with making her a leader?
Because you see, Tykel, leadership is a greater virtue than kindness.
You realize when you lead someone, you have to be kind to them, right?
No. You see, that's secondary. The primary characteristic that is important is leadership, fearlessness, and courage. Not kindness, empathy, love, compassion. No. None of these things are why she's Snow White. That's not why she's pure. That's not why she is the fairest of them all. She's fair because she's fearless and courageous and a leader. That's why.
I have the sun and urge to punch you in the mouth.
That's what this movie is saying!
Oh my gosh!
And that's why this movie is so shit! Because she doesn't even have an arc to be a leader!
Because she doesn't do anything in this movie!
The
She just stands there
and makes speeches. And that's how she learns that she is a leader, because she was already a leader. Therefore, she didn't need to learn anything. Therefore, that gives her the motivation to go back to the kingdom by herself.
with no plan!
With no plan!
After she wakes up, she decides, I'm gonna go back to the castle and revolt!
And she just walks up.
She just walks up and...
She walks up!
Okay,
and then the civilians just
follow her? Why? I don't know!
Why?
Now, here's the thing. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there was a scene in this movie that would have been good if this was a good movie.
What?
There was a scene that I saw potential in. So basically, when she gets to the castle, by the way, all by herself.
Yeah.
Jonathan doesn't come with her. The dwarf doesn't come with her. The thieves aren't there. Nobody is there with her. She just goes and confronts the queen. And the queen is like, all right, you want to take my castle? Do it. Stab me. But she's obviously afraid. Even though I thought she learned her arc about being fearless. She's still apparently afraid. And she doesn't do it. And then she gets kidnapped. And here's the thing. In a good movie, I would have liked that scene. Like in a movie when it showed her being, in a movie where she was like legitimately trying to be a leader and trying to like use her virtues to do it, it could show that yes, even though she learned this, she's still afraid, and she needs,
a flaw.
Yeah, she's still, her fear is not
Yeah.
So I thought what was gonna happen was that scene would have been good to like showcase that even though she learns how to be brave, her flaw is still active within her.
Mhm.
That would have been a good scene from a good movie with good writing.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
Well,
Nothing. Also,
nothing
you guys
happens.
might be wondering, wait a minute, the queen is there? But in the original, the queen died.
Oh
Yes! Plot twist! The queen
doesn't
doesn't
die.
die!
She doesn't die. The dwarves don't. The dwarves are like going to her, and then the queen just despawns. She's just gone. And then they reach the cottage, and
And then she
Snow
morphs
White's
back
dead.
into her original state!
Oh yeah, she just randomly morphs back. How? I don't know. This is why I thought she shapeshifted. Because
Yeah, exactly!
she just
Because in the original, that spell was permanent!
Well, I don't know if it was permanent. Maybe there's like a way to get back her beauty.
It may be, but even so,
It's not like a 1, 2, 3. She probably had to make a whole new potion.
true. But even so, the queen has no reason to be in the final act of this movie. None whatsoever.
No.
The only reason she's here is because they didn't kill her like in the original when the dwarves caught up to her.
Yeah, because we need to have Snow White's empowering moment. The dwarves can't defeat the evil queen. She needs to do it. Even
Why?
though because she needs to be empowered.
Please stop saying that!
That's what it is, though. It is. It's supposed to be an empowering moment where she goes up to the queen, she stands up to her, she doesn't kill her, but then everybody kind of does the work for her. But also, when she's
Wait. What work? What work does anybody do in this movie?
well, you know, the actual dwarf from the bandit, like they show up. Oh yeah, they're back again.
Oh, yeah. After, I'm not kidding, an hour of them despawning from the plot, they just show up.
They're just here, and the guy shoots he shoots the knife out of the queen's hand because the queen was gonna stab Snow White, even though you could literally disintegrate things. Just freaking touch her and be done with it.
I don't know why she's here. And then the dwarves show up.
Oh, yeah, the
and you
dwarves-
wanna know how the dwarves show up? Remember that cave that she
Oh,
used for her little alchemy research? Yeah, they just use that cave.
But they don't do anything.
Nobody in this movie does anything.
They're just at the
They
entrance.
just show up. Everyone just shows up, and the queen is somehow defeated, even though you literally have the ability to destroy anything.
Oh,
you touch.
by the way, the way that she has the guards at her side, when she's about to be captured, when she like pussies out from killing the queen, she basically says, "Hey, you guard number 50 something. I remember you. You were a farmer, and you guard over there. You were a carpenter. Oh, don't you remember the old days? Don't you want the old days back?" And that causes them to revolt against the queen. I'm like,
What? Why are you reminding them of their old jobs? What is this supposed to do?
to inspire them to want it, to get it back. I was like, hey, Snow White.
Get what
Snow White. Do you think that these people don't remember their old lives? You think they're just like laying around, like obeying the queen for shits and giggles? Like what?
The queen is she a threat? She's not really a threat.
But she can disintegrate people though. And also, she's kind of like the rightful.
Yeah, she's basically the heir to the throne.
Yeah, so like, and like, even when stuff was going to crap, they still followed her. So like, how is reminding them of their old lives gonna like convince them? You're telling something that they already know.
Dude, this is literally just an everyone claps moment. You know,
No, this is not only this is an everyone claps moment. This is the writers obviously writing themselves into the corner. They're just like, fuck it.
No, this is like basically like, fuck, we only have 20 minutes
Yeah,
left.
we have 20 minutes.
We need to write an ending so abrupt and jarring that we need to end the movie.
Yeah, we need to end the movie because the queen's not dead. We didn't really complete the arc about her being a leader.
She says some stupid speech about going back to the old ways, and they all clap, and
they all
the
clap.
queen runs away.
The queen runs.
And then everybody who's a part of the plot just shows up. They just show up. Don't explain it. We gotta hurry up.
They show up for the final scene.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up. Come on, we gotta end this. We gotta end this. We didn't kill the queen.
Yeah. How do we kill the queen? She kills herself. She talks to the mirror about being the fairest of them all for some reason in this
the mirror's
moment.
like, fuck you, you're not the fairest Snow White. And then she breaks the mirror.
She breaks the mirror and it kills her.
Why? I don't know. We gotta speed it up. We gotta end the movie. We gotta end it. We only got 10 minutes left. We gotta end it.
Yeah, we gotta end it. Happily ever after. Everyone's dressed in white. Everyone's dancing to that stupid ass song.
And then, we gotta do something about the doors. We didn't do anything about the doors.
Oh yeah, and then Dobby speaks.
Dude, when Dobby spoke, I almost threw my phone at the screen. I'm not kidding. When I heard him speak, I almost threw my phone at the fucking screen. You guys had one job. You guys put all this work and money into making the dwarves as accurate as possible, but you changed everything about them.
You see, Tykel, his arc was that he needs to be more confident in himself, so...
How? Whistling?
Listen. It was just a step to him speaking, and then at the end, randomly, he decided to just suddenly speak, and he has, like, the most generic voice I have ever heard in my entire life. And that's how it ends, So Dobby's arc is, when you have, like, a mental deficiency.
Get over it. That's what you said earlier on. Get over it. Movie's over. Fucking no foreign action. No conclusion. No resolving of anybody's issues. Just fuck it. Let's put it on wrap it in a bow. End. That's it.
Yeah, we skipped some time. Everyone's dressed in white. We're dancing. I don't know if she's the leader.
Is she even the queen or not?
I mean, I think she is. I don't know.
The movie did.
The movie ends.
So as you can see, we did not have a good time talking about this movie.
Her whole arc is so, like, not only is it, like, antithetical to the original, they don't even do a good job with, like, the arc that they gave Snow White herself.
I know.
It's like, hey, she needs to be a leader. She doesn't even learn how to be a leader. Her leader skills were just inside her all along. All she needed to do was stop relying on her dad to come back, even though why would she think her dad will come back?
Her dad doesn't matter in the story.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, he doesn't matter. But in this movie, they were, like, referring to him as if he was, like, a god or something. It's like, oh, we gotta fight in, like, the father's name. I want to be my father's daughter. We gotta go find the father. Why are we harping on the dad? Why do we think he's alive?
Snow White's parents doesn't matter in the original. In the original, they were just generic king and queen, which is fine because they weren't important to the story.
They're not even in the original. They're not even in it. They're dead. This is like if you, like, did a Cinderella plot and her parents are, like, the most important thing in her life. It's like, that's not what.
Anyway,
the queens.
I know what's worse. People are gonna say, like, oh, but in the original it ended abruptly, and the prince and her.
Abruptly. Anyone who says this, what do you mean? She literally, her dream comes true. The thing that was, like, said through the entire movie happened. And it's the end goal. Well, not the end goal. It's the natural end. It's her reward.
It's her reward for being
herself. For basically being the fairest of them all. And she gets rewarded because she goes through hardships.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she goes through hardships. She still keeps her, like, personality, and then she gets rewarded for it.
Yeah, you can say that.
I'm not saying that's an arc. I'm saying that's, like, the theme of the movie.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Not every character has to go through an arc. You can keep the character the same way as they were from beginning to end.
Yeah, but in this movie, in this remake, she had to go through an arc. Because
why?
No, I'm saying she has to go through an arc because the whole point about her starting where she was is that she needs to be a leader. That's the whole point of the movie. She needs to be a leader. But instead of her learning to be a leader, she's just already a leader from the beginning.
But she doesn't do anything that prompts her to be a leader. She literally just stands there and does nothing.
Yeah, the movie thinks that she's being a leader, but all she's doing is just giving speeches. But that's enough to be a leader, I guess.
No, it's so apparent that this movie was trying to be one thing, but trying to be the original altogether.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Tykel, you were saying they were trying to be another thing. Tell the
audience.
audience.
Yes! You want to know what they were trying to be? Okay. Oh my gosh. It's so tragic because, like I said, there was another movie that also was adapted from Snow White, but they did this whole leader thing much more better than this dog shit of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, I'm not sure if people remember this, but in 2012, there was a movie called Mirror Mirror. It was an adaptation of Snow White. Mind you, I said adaptation, not a rehash, not a remake, an adaptation. They took the skeleton of the Snow White story and turned it into their own.
Yes.
Alright, they didn't try to put three plots in together. They told one consistent story. And the story was actually good.
They told their own original story. They knew what they were. They wanted a different theme for
Yes.
Snow White.
And let's just say this: every single person in this movie is
just 10 times better.
It's like night and day. Like, I showed you this movie because I saw the parallels. Okay, remember when I said that this movie is trying to copy a different movie? Parallel number 1: the dwarves.
Oh my goodness. See, there's a reason why the magical people, I guess, were gonna be the bandits with Jonathan.
Yes.
It's because in this movie, the dwarves are bandits.
Yes.
But they're bandits for a reason.
Yes. And they're actual fucking dwarves.
Yeah.
All of them are dwarves.
All of them are dwarves.
And all of them had character.
They all have different names. But guess what? This movie understood, when they have names, it's supposed to, like, mean something for their character. All their names correlate to their personality and contributes to the story.
Exactly.
So
I can tell you stuff about them.
They understood that the dwarves needed to be characters.
Yes. And they were. And guess what? They were played by dwarves. They didn't CGI shit in this movie. Everything. Okay, not everything in this movie was CGI, but the majority of this thing was real.
Yes. But for some reason, this adaptation, they're not even trying to be the original, like, story, not even like the original book, like the original, like, fairy tale, but they obviously had a story that they wanted to tell, and they told it like they just understood that they needed to be like their own thing.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Parallel number 2. Snow White learns how to be a leader.
Oh yeah, she actually learns how to be a leader.
Unlike the remake where she did shit, where she didn't do anything to prompt her being a leader. In this one, Like in this one, she like runs away and is scared to like, take over the throne because she doesn't know how to fight. She doesn't know how to do anything. But you know who teaches her how to be brave?
The dwarves.
The dwarves are an actual crucial part in the story.
Yeah, here's another thing. This movie actually understands that like kindness and love goes hand in hand
With leadership.
So that she is already kind, but the whole point of this movie is that she needs to be a leader. So like her kindness isn't enough for the leadership.
This movie does what Mirror does what the remake never does. It gave Snow White an actual reason to be prominent in the story, because in Mirror, she becomes aware that the queen has destroyed the whole town.
Yeah.
She basically rendered it to property. So she's trying to be like, okay, I'm gonna like try and help them. I'm gonna like try and meet like the prince that visits them, so that they could, get some money. But the queen is like, no, you're not gonna do that, so I'm gonna kill you so that you wouldn't
basically lead a revolt against me.
Exactly!
Yeah, and then the guy, her like right hand bootlicker, has some sympathy for her because he knew her father.
Yes.
By the way, the father isn't like...
Yeah, the father isn't that important in the movie, which is good, because this movie's not about him.
Yeah, but he was there when her father was there, and he obviously was like very reluctant to do it.
Yes.
So he lets her go.
And then she meets the dwarves.
Yeah, she meets the dwarves. And then, before she even like learns to be a bandit, she clashes with them at first because like she realized that they stole like the
taxes.
The taxes from the people when like the bootlicker was like transferring it from the town from the people to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Hey, we gotta give this back." And then she like basically just takes it and like runs away.
And then she makes them heroes. Wanna know why? Because there's a reason. You hear that remake movie? There's a reason why they're thieves.
Well, yeah, but just to like not to stand the point, just to like briefly talk about like her like crediting them.
Yeah,
that shows her. It shows so much of her character. She's like humble
and kind.
Yeah,
like she is aware that these guys had it rough, so she gives them the opportunity to become heroes.
Yeah, and you want to know why they had it rough? Why they become bandits?
Because the queen is an actual character.
Yes.
Oh my! I need to talk about the queen.
Yes.
The queen in this.
Between Gal Gadot and what's
Julia
this?
Roberts.
There's no competition.
This woman is incredible. She saw the evil queen. Is like, okay, let me make her as bitchy and evil as I can, and
Exactly.
she nailed it.
Exactly. She took the vainness thing to heart.
Yes.
She's like obsessing about her youth.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes. And she's so obsessed with her youth that she gets rid of all the ugly people, the dwarves.
Yeah.
And that's why they became banished, because they weren't banished.
They were normal people with normal jobs.
Yeah. And then the queen came up and was like, oh, you guys are ugly. I'll banish you in the woods. And they had no choice but to become banished. But it's because of Snow White. Yeah, she was the first person to be kind to them.
Yes.
She was the first person to like generally be kind to them and not judge them by their size or what they look like.
Yes.
And that's how they were able to become friends. And that's why they were able to like teach her to become a bandit.
Yes, and that's why they like basically want to like help her.
And that correlates with her leadership, because she's like, oh, I wanna like help my father. I wanna free my kingdom. I don't know how. So they're like, okay, let's take a chance on her.
Yeah, let's actually teach her let's actually teach her skills that she could use in order to be a leader. And guess what, guys? She's not perfect.
Yeah.
The prince literally like kick her ass.
Yeah.
Multiple
Also,
times.
speaking of the prince,
this prince, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I like the prince in this movie. He is very funny.
exactly. Yeah.
He's
And I have a genuine. Okay, what did you think about they had a genuine relationship. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
From the first time they met to when she tried to like say, "Hey, help my kingdom," to when she becomes a bandit and he, kicks her ass,
Mhm.
and then he gets brainwashed by the
by the
queen.
Yeah, I could believe in the true love's kiss in that one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not as good as it could be.
I don't think there is a true love. I don't. See, here's the thing. This story is like so far from the original that the true love's kiss is like twisted because he's manipulated by the queen. By the way, he basically acts like a dog.
Yeah, because she uses puppy love instead of
actual
love.
Yeah, so she's the one to break him out of the spell,
Yeah.
which is good because it shows that she genuinely cares about him.
Yeah, and it showed that she cared about him even before this.
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, this is not the princess, saves the prince. No, it's not like that. It's basically supposed to build up their relationship.
And it does perfectly.
Yeah. And they actually have genuine interactions with each other before I could actually believe that they would like each other in this movie.
Yeah.
Unlike the remake,
where they had no moments together.
Yes.
That's what was missing. Look, as much as I criticize the original animation for not having any
more moments.
yeah, at least they had a
Yeah, they had a
moment.
moment.
The remake had nothing.
Here, there's no moment.
Absolutely nothing.
They had a stupid ass song, and then suddenly that fast tracks them into liking each other.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, yeah, the remake basically kind of crips from this movie too.
Basically, it takes from this movie because, like I said, they took her trying to be a leader, the dwarves being bandits, the evil queen squeezing the village out of everything they have. They took everything from this movie and tried to fit it and tried to match it with the original.
and also Snow White wanting to help her people.
Exactly. They try to put these two plot lines together. And
With
spoiler alert, it doesn't work.
Yeah, with the original movie, there's nothing to do with that theme, so the themes just clash.
Yes.
Because originally it wasn't about her being a leader or anything like that. It was about her being pure of heart. And that was the most important thing to her character.
Exactly. So the bandit thing makes no sense because the dwarves weren't supposed to be bandits. The only reason they were bandits because this movie did it, but they did it in a way that made sense.
Yes, the thieves in the remake, they don't make any sense. They fight for the king, but yet they just steal for themselves. I don't understand. In this, they don't fight for the king. They're just bandits.
Yeah, and I can even tell you their names. Grim, Gru, Chuckles, Wolf,
Halfwit,
yeah.
Grub.
No, I already said Grub.
Oh,
Halfwit, Lapel?
Lapel, yes.
What's the grumpy character?
Oh, damn it.
I forgot! No! I like this character!
Yeah, I like this character too.
But he was our grumpy equivalent.
Yeah.
He was the one who went through the character arc, like you said in the animation.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. But he was good.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah. So yeah, these they had different names, but they actually lived up to the characteristics of their names, and they actually have
a relationship.
They have a relationship with
each other.
We only know with each other, but with Snow White. By the way, there is a Bashful in this.
There is
the guy.
Oh yeah,
Halfwit. He's down bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They take some from the original, but they make it their own.
Tykel, they took the line where I think there was a moment where I don't know if this was Bashful. It might have been Bashful. I don't know. The CGI makes them all look the same, but there was a dwarf in the remake that said stay with me? I mean us?
In the remake?
Yeah, in the remake. That was from this. That they got that from this movie when like half it was like.
Oh, remember. Oh, that hurts my head. Oh,
Yeah, because when I was watching like Mirror Mirror, I was really like, oh my gosh, they actually took from this movie. It's not even like
they copied and pasted this movie onto the animation, and as you can see, tone-wise, it makes no sense.
Theme-wise, tone-wise, aesthetic-wise, because
like, not even close. Aesthetic-wise
is not even close.
And no. Speaking of aesthetic-wise, let's go to the costumes, because the costumes.
Oh.
The difference between the costumes in the remake and in Mirror Mirror, they don't even
compare, Tykel. The costumes in this is like if there was like a stage play.
Yes, it's like a cosplayer.
It's a cosplayer.
Oh,
except the cosplayer had like $10 and had to go to Party City.
Yeah, they look like Halloween costumes. Everything looks like a Halloween costume.
Especially
none of the costumes look organic or look like what normal people would wear.
Especially Rachel Zegler's dress.
Oh my gosh, it looks so bad. Terrible.
All of the costumes of Gal Gadot, it looked terrible.
It
looked so bad. There was like one scene where she had the original dress, and not even that looked good.
They all look so terrible. But in this movie, the
costumes are amazing. They're not trying to be like the original Snow White. They're basically saying, hey, let's like make our own setting with our own unique.
I remember when I showed you this movie, and you're like, did Tim Burton make this movie?
I thought this was because like these costumes are like freaking insane.
They are.
Yeah, that's like it's
Tim Burton back then. This movie got like a nomination for their costumes.
Yeah,
because they basically sounded like, okay, let's make a more fantastical version of Snow White with the costumes and the huge balls. And
we can't have the talking animals, so let's make this fantastical in like a different sense.
Exactly, and they did it in their aesthetic, and their aesthetic is beautiful. I love it. Every single costume in here represents all the characters. Like the Evil Queen wears gold and jewelry. Snow White wears like
when she means gold and jewelry, it's like actual like good looking outfits.
Because the Evil Queen is actually vain in this movie.
Yeah, she's actually like.
You just want to talk about the Evil Queen.
I want to talk about Gal Gadot and this Evil Queen and the original Evil. There's not even like. Gal Gadot's Evil Queen is so terrible. She's not even vain. She's greedy. Her being in the jewels just shows her being greedy, not vain. But yet, she tells the mirror, who's the fairest in the mall. What does that mean to you now? You're not really vain. You're just greedy. So what does it mean to be fair?
I don't know.
What does it... By the way, listen, I'm about to say something right now, okay? In the original, it was inner beauty that was important to being fair, but it was obvious in the original that Snow White was as attractive, if not more attractive, than the Evil Queen, alright?
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, when the mirror tells her that Snow White's more fair than her, if she's vain, and she believes she's beautiful, is she really gonna think that Snow White in this movie, in the remake, is more beautiful than her?
What are you saying?
Gal Gadot's more attractive than Rachel Zegler.
Wait, what?
She is.
Wait, why are we talking about the actors?
Because I'm talking about how like they miscast Snow White. All right, she's not as attractive as Gal Gadot.
What?
I mean, her hair.
Oh my, yeah,
And her outfit is not doing her any favors.
No, I saw on Twitter that people were calling her hair
Lord
Farquaad.
It does though. Whoever did this hair wig, needs to be fired.
I know. It doesn't even look like her real hair.
Just give her like the long ivory hair like in the original book and be done with it if you can't even do the
same. Mirror did it because Mirror gave her long hair.
Yeah, well, in the original tale, she did have long ivory hair too.
She did?
Yeah.
In the book?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the book. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like if you can't even do like a normal like wig, just do the long hair and be done with it.
They didn't even try. They didn't try anything with the Queen or with Snow White's relationship. But so like, you know who actually had a relationship? You know who actually had a relationship?
What, in this movie?
No, in Mirror.
Oh yeah, Mirror.
Snow White and the Queen.
Oh well, I mean, like the Queen just despised her.
Well, of course she did. She kept trying to insult her. She kicked her out of the castle. She tried to kill her multiple times. She understood that Snow White was a threat, so she actually did her job.
Yeah, in this one, the in Mirror,
we gotta like differentiate it. Let's say the remake, Mirror, and the original.
Okay.
Mirror,
the Queen has actual powers like the remake. Well, not she has magic. She has more magic, but the magic is like very like particular.
Yes.
Not like wishy-washy like the remake. In this one, she has magic as well, but she actually uses her magic. Like, she uses it to the fullest extent. She doesn't just immediately go to the apple because she has magic. Exactly. You know what she does? She uses the magic. It's not until she can't use the magic anymore and she resorts to the apple.
Yes. And that makes sense because the mirror is an actual character. Okay, yeah, it's an actual
the mirror
character.
is a character. The mirror is like different. The mirror is the peak of her vanity. It's her when she's younger.
Yes.
And she's like basically flawless and perfect.
Yes.
It's literally the peak of her vanity.
Yes.
So yeah, the mirror gives her magical abilities. And she uses it to the fullest extent. And there's a consequence of her using the magic.
Yeah. Also, parallel number 3. The Queen's magic. In the remake, they tried to say, oh, the Queen's magic is connected, even though we never saw that at all.
Oh yeah, in the remake they had the mirror and the Queen's magic is connected, and that's why she dies, I guess. But is that explained? And that's Tykel, that is the example of them just taking from Mirror.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. They took from an actual good movie and tried to smush it with a sincere movie, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. Basically, guys, they cribbed from 2 movies. The original and Mirror. And they put these opposing themes together, thinking that it would work, but it doesn't.
And they tried to glue it together with a bunch of wacky, quirky songs. Let's end our little because obviously we talked at length about this movie.
We talked about the characters. We talked about the themes.
Yes.
We talked about the plot.
Look,
Let's talk about.
Let me tell this right here. Go watch Mirror. Do not watch the remake.
Do not watch
Mirror. Watch Mirror. It is a much better story with much better characters. It's funnier. This movie is hilarious.
Yes.
It looks good.
Yes.
Okay.
It looks good.
Okay. Well, there's some CGI moments where
the only thing that's CGI. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, there's some CGI that doesn't look that good.
Yeah. The movie. Okay, it's not a product of its time. It's just. You could see that they had limitations, but they tried.
First of all, it doesn't look as bad as.
No, not by a long shot. It's not good, but it is miles ahead of the remake,
and it was in 2012.
Yes. Oh, and it costs less. Do you know how much this movie cost?
How much?
$80 million.
Wait. What?
I'm not kidding.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. This
I
cost
didn't even know this.
this cost $80 million.
I I got nothing to say. There was even famous actors in Mirror Mirror. And it
Yes.
still cost. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. The remake is a joke, guys. It's like from top to bottom, head to toe.
And we haven't even gotten into the worst aspect of this movie.
Oh my gosh.
The songs. Let's
songs.
end this off by talking about the songs.
I'm only going to talk about one song because
Oh.
this one's the worst one.
It-
Gal Gadot's.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there for that because I was still throwing up over seeing the dwarves. So I missed that song.
Yeah.
How was that song, Scarlett?
This is the epitome of Gal Gadot's terrible acting. I couldn't handle this. She tried to like be all like a flamboyant and like and like hamming it up like Ursula and like Scar, but it was so forced. I couldn't handle it.
Oh wow.
It was so cringe. Like
Yeah.
I can't even remember the song, but she was talking about like girls. I don't remember the song.
Girl, what?
Talking about like how like she needs to take charge and like how she's the better queen. Whatever the hell she said.
Take charge of what?
No, how she was like the better queen. I don't remember what the song is about. The point, she's basically singing about, oh, I'm so great. Look at my jewels, I guess. There's one scene where she just looks at herself in the mirror.
Now I will say I did walk into like her singing and people dancing.
Yeah, the people like just like was surrounding her with like mirrors in like the sequence of her dance number. Well, not her dance number, her like singing number. And that was supposed to show her vanity. That was the one time where she actually was vain. Because the rest of it is just her talking about my jewels, my power, my leadership, my magic, all this stuff, except for me being beautiful. Huh? The one thing that you're supposed to have. That song's not even about that. But anyway, Gal Gadot's acting is so terrible. When she emphasizes words, it's so forced. It's so bad. It is auto-tuned to hell.
Yeah,
This is auto.
That's only her song. All the songs are auto-tuned to
This
hell.
one's worse. This is like on Emma Watson, Beauty and the Beast levels.
What?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't think you would bash that movie.
So bad.
It's
What's your worst song?
Jonathan's song
Like
about
Princess
Princess.
Problem.
That song doesn't even make any sense because he's trying to say, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about because you're a princess. You can do whatever you want."
She's literally on the run
From a woman who wants to kill her.
What are you
The
talking
same woman
about?
you're quote unquote opposed of. What are you talking about?
Listen.
Also, he does not sound like he's there. He does not sound like he's there. He sounds like he's in an auto booth singing this. This
Yes.
does not sound natural at all.
He also got auto-tuned to hell.
Yeah. None of the songs sound like anybody's there at all. You know, in a musical, you like make the song sound natural.
Yeah, you know, like in like movies that adapt musicals, the actual actors like sing it in a booth, and then they have the audio sound natural to the scene. They skip that step. They just say, "Yeah, hey, sing this in a booth. We'll auto-tune to hell, and then we'll just like put it over."
The most egregious one was the opening. Here's like, I thought, okay, the opening doesn't sound bad, and then
As it
it
kept
kept going, and I was like, none of you people are here.
None of you people are like. None of you people sound like you're in the environment you're in.
This environment is all CGI.
Yes.
Nothing in this movie is real.
Yes.
This movie is literally just a
This
dream.
movie is fake.
This movie is literally just a dream. It's a dream. Nothing is real. Nobody acts like a person. Shit just happens because
There's no cause and effect.
gosh.
And it just abruptly ends.
Exactly.
That is a dream.
It's all just a dream. Now, I will say there was one song that I did kind of like.
What?
It was the romance song.
What?
Look,
Listen,
pretty
I would
much-
never disagree with you more.
I thought it was okay.
No, it looked so cringe. It's like,
cringe.
let me sing about this girl that I didn't care about like 10 seconds before this in like this blurry filter in slow
Oh,
motion.
yeah. The way it looked is terrible. It looked like a TikTok song.
It does. It's like, oh, this is guys, this is way better than Philip and Snow White's song. Don't you see the improvements?
Yeah.
This is so.
I thought it was okay. Obviously, in a better movie, that would have been like a cute scene of
Yeah, in
them.
a better movie, the song would be better.
They would actually sing it.
They would actually sing instead of
Which is weird because I keep hearing reviews saying that
Rachel Zegler's a good singer. I'm like, what are you? I don't understand what people are talking about. What are you? Listen, whether she's an average singer and Disney like screwed her over, or she's a terrible singer and Disney tried to save her with the autotune, she's not that good of a singer. She's not.
Well, I still thought the song was okay. That's the only song that I thought was okay.
Well, we talked about everything. Every aspect of this terrible movie. Compared to other movies that were way better.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Rebel Moon's better than this. Look, there was effort. Dude, like you said, this movie is a fake movie. Nothing happens in this movie. At least in that
At
movie.
least
Yes.
when they were in like a crop field, they were an actual crop field.
Like, at least there was a plot with characters. Was it good? No. Were the characters good? No. But there was a plot, there was characters, there was a setting.
Was there a plot? And that was also and then. They were just collecting people for like no reason.
Yeah, but at least it was, part of the plot to save the village. This movie has no plot.
I mean,
Nothing.
listen. I think Rebel Moon's worse because the plot is more disjointed. This movie's bad in a different way.
Really?
Because there is a plot. It's just two plots mashing together and making no sense.
No. There's not two plots.
No, there is two plots, but it's just that they forgot that to make a story, you need cause and effect.
Exactly.
So stuff just randomly happens.
Yeah, there's literally two movies happening there. There's Mirror Mirror, which does the whole leadership thing way better than expected. And then there's the original, which creates like this charming about love conquers all plot line. And then they try to create 7 plot lines from those 2 plot lines, and it doesn't work.
And they rejected the other characters and plot points that were important to those plot lines.
So yeah, if you could tell from our tiredness and discomfort, we hate the remake.
We hate this movie.
Even as me being as optimistic as I am, I hate this.
What
like-
would you rate it?
I don't even know. I completely forgot about this movie the second I watched it.
This is a 2 out of 10.
2? You're giving it
Listen,
points?
this is not well, listen, this is not like catastrophic universal breaking where like everything is like incomprehensible. Stuff just doesn't make sense, but it's not incomprehensible.
Yeah.
But it might as well be.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a 2 too, only because I gave that one song some credit. Wait,
Yeah.
before we end it, I just want to read this beautiful review that they wrote for the movie. And mind you, this was today. They wrote this review today.
Goodness. This person's coping then.
Walking into the theater and watching the remake, my expectations were not high. Like many people, I saw all the negative media regarding this film. However, after watching it, I left with confusion because I was actually enjoyed and had many opinions about it. To start with the good, the changes they made to the source material were really interesting. The replacement with the prince with a gang of rough friends and their leader was a pleasant addition. They had a large ensemble of characters that get along with the princess and make it more grittier and less princessy than the original tale.
Grittier? what was the grit? How is she talking about? Why am I assuming it's a she? What
It is actually a she.
Oh my. Okay. What is she talking about?
Oh, no.
What grit? What?
Having the lead male being someone from lower class creates a nice contrast with the huge amounts of royalty included in this film. One of my favorite parts with this film was the CGI.
all right. This is a troll. This is a troll.
No, it's
this
not.
has to
One
be
of my
a troll.
favorite parts was the CGI.
No.
When I first saw the Seven Dwarfs, they were pretty terrifying, and I hated them. The CGI made me feel terrified, and the people behind the film couldn't decide if they wanted to look animated or not. However, the characters kind of grew on me. They became endearing, and I found myself loving them. And I also found myself enjoying Rachel Zeller's performance. While it wasn't the original, she was spunky and had a good balance between sweet and strong. And she had a huge history in the music theater, so her vocal performance in the film was amazing. It left multiple songs stuck in my head long after I left the theater.
So the dwarves are terrifying.
But she got used to them.
What is this?
And she said that
review?
the only bad thing was Gal Gadot. So even with this review, she said Gal Gadot was bad.
This is either like a paid PR person or this person's coping hard.
I can't believe there's actual fans for
There's
this movie.
actual people like this.
There's actual people who was like, "Yup, this movie was the way to go."
Yeah, this movie.
This movie is
This
the
movie's
epitome
great.
of writing.
And speaking of epitome, this movie is the epitome of everything wrong with these remakes.
Yeah.
And why
But as
they
much credit as they
shouldn't exist.
Yeah, as much credit as I gave the remakes, I can tell this movie was a waste of time. There was no point to this movie. It didn't tell the original well. It copied a movie that already did something well and bastardized it. Everything was, don't watch this movie, please.
Don't worry, guys. This isn't gonna be the only one. Because in the theater that we were in, guess what it showed? I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay, that's all we have for the Optimus and the Pessimist.
We're gonna review that one day.
We are.
The freaking How to Train Your Fucking Dragon.
Yeah, the remakes are not gonna stop there.
They're not gonna
sorry.
stop, guys. It's just gonna keep going. And the more they keep going, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah.
You think this is bad? It's just gonna get worse.
Well, until then, thank you all for watching our show. We hope you enjoyed us
Ranting.
explaining the movie as much as possible. We hope you enjoy. And don't worry, next time we will genuinely do something good because we desperately need
Yes,
something.
we need some positivity.
We need
I'm
some-
like dying.
we need something enlightenment after this monstrosity. So yeah, overall, don't watch the remake. Watch Mirror Mirror. Watch the original.
Yes.
Watch anything else other than this
Watch
movie.
anything else.
Yeah. So anyways, that's our advice and that's our show. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.